Hey, you guys, it's a late one for me, and I kind of am exhausted. But y'all, look at this alfalfa right here. I love it. Look at my alfalfa. All right. Hey, guys, welcome back. So, I was gonna wait and do this video because I really wanted to research into this. Um, and the only reason I decided to do it is because I kind of brought it up earlier, and then we were kind of discussing it, and I was like, you know what? We'll come back and talk about it. And then once I actually research it, which I tried to do my very best, after I did my timestamps for the last video, I came back and I was doing some research on this Alicia Dougherty girl. I was also trying to watch, just kind of skim some of her videos to get like an idea of who she is. I don't know. So I'm not doing this video saying this is my absolute opinion because I really can't give like the best opinion when I really don't know. What I can say is when someone is like super critical of someone else's every move, it gives like gatekeeper vibes off to me. Like, oh, they're the gatekeeper of YouTube. They're the gatekeeper of this. They're, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's a creator out there that's very much like that. That's very much like, is very like, likes to point out what everyone else does wrong, right? So I don't really like it. I don't really like when people like nitpick over things. So when I watched Not Another Housewives video about this, I was like, okay, I know Radiant Britt Radiant Britt has been on YouTube longer than I have. And I came across her channel probably about, I don't know, just a few months after I started mine, right? Like just a few months after I started mine. Used to watch her, but I don't really watch her that much because it did seem like she got like really critical of everyone. And that kind of was just kind of like I don't like when people just seem very critical, right? Some people love her, some people love me, some people don't love me. So everyone's not going to be for everyone. And I completely understand that. You know what I'm saying? I want to look. I'm so okay. So I want to see right here. Who knows Alicia Dougherty? I guess you say. I would have thought that her name was pronounced Dougherty. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I guess Dougherty is the right way you say it because I thought it was like Dowdy or I don't know. But okay. So who knows Alicia Dougherty and watches her and thinks like she's okay? If you think Alicia is okay and you watch her, put a one in the chat. If you watch her and you don't agree with her putting her children on her channel, put a two in the chat. If you watch Radiant Britt and you agree with her stance, put a three. If you watch Radiant Britt, and you disagree with her thing, put a four. I'm just trying to kind of get an idea of where everybody's head it's at because I don't really know. I can tell you while watching this video, me personally, as a mother to 6 kids that range from the ages of 17 to 5, it irks me to my core when a person with no children tries to come at me. Because I'm like, especially about my parenting and about my kids, I'm like, you don't even know. Like you cannot comment on what you would do because, when I was younger, I'm like, oh, when I have kids, I'm a blah, 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 blah. But then you have kids and it completely changes. Yeah, can you put a 5 for not knowing either one of them? So we're gonna watch this video, but I looked up Alicia on Twitter just to see kind of I always do that. Anytime I'm covering a story, I always go to Twitter and I put whatever in and I see what the latest posts are about it just to see. The latest post about Alicia is me sharing this video. And then the one before that is a message to Alicia Dougherty of the Dougherty Dozen. You are weak, you are ugly, you are hated, you are alone, and I'm so disappointed in you. First off, that is disgusting. Any person that would say anything like that to anyone else you're disgusting. Anyone that would say you are hated, you are ugly, just because you disagree with them is completely BS. Hey, and on Another Housewife, you kind of pushed me into doing this. I watched your video and I was like, what? Like, is this woman with no kids really like commenting on a woman with like this many kids? And I will say, I have not watched Alicia's videos in totality. I just went through and skimmed through some of them. And the only thing that I could say that right now that as a parent I don't do for sure is I don't put my kids on YouTube. Like hardly ever. There's been a couple times like my son went to the I don't know how you say it. I just know Radiant Britt. I watched her on Not Another Housewives channel, and she was pronouncing it Dougherty. I don't know. I don't know, but I didn't think that it was pronounced that way at first. Like I thought that it would be pronounced like was Chris Daltrey, like Daltrey or something, something like that. I don't know, but I'm gonna pronounce it Dougherty because I don't know how else to say it. Um, yeah, yeah, exactly. What I have to say is because I did say hear Radiant Brit saying like she spoils the kids, and I'm one of those moms that's like I like to, and Sean has to really rein me in because I want to give my kids the world because growing up I didn't have money, so I try to overcompensate for that, and thank the Lord I have a husband who was like, whoa, we're not rich, you know what I'm saying, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know, but they are rich, and I mean billionaires out there, their kids have iPads, phones, and blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And so we're gonna. I not another housewife. I got timestamps because I wanted to cover your video. But so I was doing a live stream earlier. I was doing a live stream about the Idaho 4, the murder suspect, and at the end of that, I told everybody that I wanted to discuss this topic of Radiant Britt versus Alicia. And I said, everybody, go watch Not Another Housewives video. Go watch it on 1.5, 2 speed, and we're gonna come back here in a little bit and we're gonna go over it ourselves. I wanted to make sure I sent everybody to watch on your channel because I don't feel comfortable like just playing it on my channel. And I'm not gonna play it, I got timestamps. Um, did everybody go watch her video? Because if not, please give her the view because I don't want to take away from that view because she deserves it. Yes, Janie, thank you. When Radiant Britt did that video about Teaspiracy, that was one of the things that really made me be like, what? It seemed like Radiant Britt just kind of jumped on this narrative that everyone was using the Gabby Petito story to make a quick buck. When Teaspiracy was invested in that story, she cared about that story. I don't think any of Teaspiracy's videos about Gabby Petito was even monetized. So, and that was something that Teaspiracy talked about, that she wasn't monetizing those videos. So when Radiant Britt brought up Teaspiracy, saying that Teaspiracy was making video after video, profiting off Gabby Petito, I'm like, you're profiting off of people profiting off Gabby Petito, right? Though, like, and the fact it was just Radiant Britt didn't really do her research, and that's what Teaspiracy told her. Like, if you would have just looked at my channel for a second and watched any one of my videos about Teaspiracy, about Gabby Petito, you would have heard me say my videos are not monetized. So that I didn't really like it. It was so and that's yeah, like I feel like it like anybody that talks about somebody else, you're making money off of it unless you take the monetization off. And I was actually talking to my son a while ago. I said, okay, so if Alicia Dougherty exploits her children by talking about them and like showing them on her channel or whatever, is Radiant Britt therefore doing the same thing? Like, is she exploiting Alicia Dougherty's family as well because she constantly talks about the family, which would be the kids included, because she talks about what the kids are eating. She talks about the dog, the kids' sugar intake. And let me tell you something. As a parent, we're not always perfect. We're gonna give our kids too much sugar at sometimes. We're gonna. I was literally like scamming through videos, and I wasn't really watching them. I was just kind of going through them because I was looking for that daggum dog video where she gave her dog a bath. I was looking for that video, so I was like scamming through videos, and like I see the kids, and their teeth all look good. It doesn't look like they have bad teeth. They all look like, even if they have too much sugar, it looks like she's taking care of the kids' teeth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also with spoiling them. I think she feels like these kids have had a hard life. So maybe if she can bring them in and give them a lot of love and give them a lot of materialistic things, that she can make them happy. And is that a reason to be nasty to someone? I just don't think so. I just don't think so. Like, give this woman a break. Like, really, I don't know. So, like I said, I don't know that much, but Britt complains about Alicia oversharing info about her kids, but then Britt does it as well and shares clips on her own channel. For me, she's making. See, that's what I was wondering. I was like, so if Alicia is exploiting her kids, then in turn would Radiant Britt be doing it as well? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I think so, and I'm like, I think that's the way. So I want to watch. We're gonna go over. And Not Another Housewife. I think she's got a few videos out at this point of kind of. And okay, I want to look at something. I want to look at something really quickly. This one over here. Where'd it go? All right, let's get Radiant Britt up. Cannot get Radiant Britt up. Okay. All right. So I want to do something. I don't know. I just feel like from what I saw of Radiant Britt, I was like, girl, that's a lot. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you're that mad? Yeah, like maybe they're both wrong. And so I'm like, Radiant Britt, there's people that probably think you're a horrible human being. How would you feel if they constantly got up there and nitpicked your every freaking move? And like when she was talking about Alicia buying like paper, like plastic cups and medicine cups for her kids and like paper plates, and how wasteful that was, like how wasteful it was to use like plastic and paper items. I'm like, wait, but don't you drink Starbucks drinks like every day? You're using your fair share for your one human being of paper and plastic. So then I'm going through Radiant Britt's video as well, like scamming through, and I see Starbucks cups, paper cups, plastic cups, and I'm like, wow, you're using paper and plastic. Like, if you use paper and plastic and you don't, like, I'm just like, what are we doing here? Like, okay, so, okay, let's look at something really quickly. Okay, so, I don't know if that has anything to do with the Dougherty woman, but this one does. This one does. This is Auntie Lauren, who is the Dougherty aunt, like social media aunt. Dougherty. I don't think that one. Dougherty. I don't know if that one is Dougherty. 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 Dougherty, 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 Dougherty. I don't know if this one's about Dougherty, but maybe Dougherty. I don't know what this one's about. Dougherty, 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 Dougherty. I don't know what this one's about because she didn't name it, but Dougherty. Dougherty, 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 Dougherty. So in 1 month, let's see how many videos she's done on the Dougherty woman in 1 month. Let's go to this 1 month mark, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just got her name and things in the pic. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I think this one's also about her. Wait, 20, 20, 27, 28. I'm not for sure. I think that one's about her too. 28. I'm not going to count it just in case. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. 34 videos on this woman in 1 month. That's kind of a lot. I don't know. It's, I mean, this woman who started she's not a celebrity that's on TV. She just did a TikTok, and from my understanding, she blew up. Is that right, you guys? Is that right, you guys? That Alicia did a TikTok, uploaded it, and the TikTok was kind of like about her kids, and she blew up. She just the TikTok that she posted went viral, right? Isn't that what happened? And then she just kind of decided to like kind of keep doing it. Let me tell you guys something. Very early on, when I started my channel and I started saying like I have 6 kids, people was like, "Oh my gosh, you should do a day in the life. You should do a day in the life. You should do a day in the life. Like, how do you do it with 6 kids?" And a part of me was like, "Oh, that'd be cool." Being new to social media, you have no idea. You don't like where I'm from. There's not like crazy people really. I mean, I was so naive to the internet. She went viral with a TikTok making sandwiches for her kids' lunches. Okay, so here's the thing. More than likely, when she went viral, it was like, oh my God, I went viral. I remember the first time my YouTube channel, like one of my videos got over 1,000 views. And I was like, oh my God, I'm famous. I did it big. I went viral. You know what I'm saying? And it was like so like cool that I had a video that got over 1,000 views, So imagine this woman, she goes viral, just posted a video of her making sandwiches for all her kids. And more than likely, the comments was asking questions about her family. Like, do more of these, because I still get asked to do a day in the life. And I just don't put my kids on social media. Now, don't get me wrong. In the earlier days, I did. I remember I was doing a live stream, like in my living room one time, and my son Eli sat down. And he was just like sitting beside me, kind of reading the comments. And I don't have people in here that like cuss, and I don't cuss. So I was not concerned about like cussing or whatever. But then some troll came in. It was like, your kid got a big head. He looks like he smells like Marlboros and wet hot dogs or something. And my son read it and just died laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing. He was like, this person said I got a big head. I smell like Marlboros and hot dogs, and it was like funny. But the troll was trying to make us mad just because people on the internet are mean. And I started learning slowly but surely that I kind of need to restrict how much I put on the internet because people are crazy. They really are. But when you first come on here, you don't really think about it. Like you really don't. And more than likely, she just didn't. More than likely, she just didn't really do it. And more than likely, she just ignores the crazy people. And she just pays as much attention as to this. And I don't know if she's been trying to get famous for years. I don't know. I know nothing about it. But what I can say is there's a lot of junk out there about people, even about me, that is not true. And until I see solid evidence on something, I just can't believe it. Like if I can find some sort of proof where you have her on video years ago saying, I'm going to be famous one day. Well, then I might, I've said that before. Who cares? A lot of people at some point have a desire to be famous. It doesn't mean they're going to take like, yeah, she's had, so I did do some research on her. So she started adopting after she had 11 miscarriages. Now that alone breaks my heart for her. She had 11 miscarriages. Now, like I said, I'm saying I don't know her. I have not done as much like digging. The only reason I did this video is because I mentioned it in a live stream earlier that I was going to look into it, and we got to talking about it. And I was like, you know what? We can talk about it tonight. And when I do more research on her, I'll give you guys a more of opinion, like based off, when I went through some of her videos. I scammed through some. I scammed through some of Radiant Britt's. I watched Not Another Housewife. I looked her up just on the internet in general, and there was 2 articles that came up about her that was praising her. I looked her up on Twitter, and there was some nasty comments on Twitter, like disgusting, like you're ugly, you are hated, you are alone, I'm so disappointed in you. I'm not gonna take anything this woman says as anything. Whoever can tell someone you are ugly and you are hated is an ugly person. So I'm not gonna. Now if I see somebody actually telling me why, I want to see. Okay. What I can only do is, and like I said, I don't know much about her, and I will do a video that gives more information once I learn a little bit more about her. But I started talking about it in a video a while ago about uh, Brian Kohlberger, and I mentioned it, and everybody started talking about it, and I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and talk about it. Um, and I am seeing where the company, I did see that on TikTok, where the company, first off, I don't agree with messing with people's sponsorships. I don't like that because us as YouTubers, you know, and we have sponsors. This is our income, and YouTube helps pay their bills. So when you start messing with people that may be a sponsorship dealer for them, you could remove that income from that family that helps take care of that family. I am not a fan of like really going real live. I've had it done to me all because somebody doesn't like me, and I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? But I do see where somebody reached out to the company. May I ask why you donated the meats and cheeses to the Dougherty dozen, which, from my understanding, they sent it to Alicia. They said, "Hey, thanks for the comment. We wanted to donate food to local food banks in order to help the less fortunate this holiday season." Now, I don't know, but Dietz and Watson, it's not very hard to just look up a food bank and send them an email or find the address and send it to them. I mean, I feel like they sent it to Alicia Dougherty, wanting the publicity from her, because guess what? If they sent it straight to the food shelter, was the food shelter going to get on Twitter and be like, "Oh, Dietz and Watson donated meats and cheeses," and they donated it to Alicia, from my understanding, right? I don't know, but that's the way that it seems because it ended up at her house somehow. The meats and cheeses ended up at her house. So I don't know if it was a sponsorship. I just know from my understanding, because when she was making the sandwiches, she said, "Thank you to Dietz and Watson for donating the meats and cheeses." So it seems like they got in touch with her, or she got in touch with them. I don't know, one of the two, and they decided they were going to work together to help feed some homeless people. So, oh, hey, Cece. And I still don't know. I mean, I don't know, and we can all have a different opinion. We could all, if, okay, we could all have a different opinion. If telling me to do my research is not rude, and someone telling you to do your research isn't rude, either it's not rude or it is rude. I don't know, but we can all have our different opinion. You know what I'm saying? But let's all get along because we can all have a different opinion, and that's okay. I don't agree with contacting sponsors, not at all. I think it's not okay. I mean, my job when I worked as a radio co-host, my job was contacted by just some like disgruntled ex mods, lying on me, telling my boss, the owner of the radio, "You don't know her," and he's like, "Okay," and he's like, She's literally worked for me for literally um like a couple years, and you've only known her for like 6 to 8 months on social media. She's worked alongside me. You've never met her in real life, but okay. Um, um, I'm okay. I don't know how much research anybody has done, and I'll tell you right now, I haven't done as much research as I will. I was not even going to do a video talking about it, but I brought it up in like my last live stream. So I'm being honest to say, um, I wasn't going to do this until I had done my research. But when I brought it up, everybody started talking about it, and I did not want my video about Brian Kohlberger like muddied down with like this talk. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'm gonna get off this. We'll talk about this. And I told everybody go watch Not Another Housewife video because that's the only video that I've watched. Um, so, anyways, the person says the Decent Watson says the food was supposed to be delivered unopened in their sealed packaging. This was not a paid sponsorship, and Deeds and Watson has no current or future paid partnership plans with them. It sounds like to me they just sent it, the meats and cheeses, to her, I'm guessing. But why not just send them directly to the homeless shelter if it was an issue? You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody sends me a bunch of meats and cheeses, um, if somebody sent me a bunch of meats and cheeses and I plan on like helping feed the homeless, then more than likely I'm going to make them myself, like make the sandwiches myself and like deliver them. I don't know. I like rather than putting that burden on the workers at the homeless shelter who is already probably like super busy this holiday season, trying to house as many homeless people as possible. Like, I don't know. That's what I would assume. Does it make me a bad person because I'm literally like, do I think this is like, oh my God, she opened the meats and cheeses and made the sandwiches when she should have just delivered them. Well, somebody was going to have to open them. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe so. Someone said, okay, thank you. This is what I was wondering because some food banks and shelters have strict regulations regarding food handling and hygiene. Thank you for the reply. I'm assuming if that specific food bank had a problem with it, they would have turned it away, though, right? Like if she would have showed up with all this stuff, like all this food, and said, here, I made these, and they had strict regulations, they would have been like, where did you make these? Because we can't take food made outside this facility. So if you want to make something or if you want to bring something, you can bring like the contents to make the sandwiches, but we can't accept already made sandwiches because they know the regulations, right? I don't know. This is definitely a contentious topic. Everybody please get along, respect everybody's opinion. Um, I definitely don't think she intentionally trashed that much food meant to be donated. I'm sure it was a mistake. Where did she trash the food? But anyways, somebody said, so she asked for sponsorship, but opened the packaging and didn't follow the deal that was made. And this person, and the Deeds and Watson just said, we know about the restrictions, which is why we sent over fully packaged foods. Unfortunately, the packages were open, and that was not the intention. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just going on a limb here, and this could be not right. But maybe Alicia reached out to the food place and said, hey, I plan on bringing bread, meat, cheese for sandwiches. I can either bring it all to you or I can make it. What would you guys like? And they said, oh, do whatever you want to do. You can make it or you can bring it. Maybe their regulations is they can take in food that's prepared somewhere else. And maybe that's why they did it. I don't know. I mean, people were saying it was tossed by the shelter, but there's no receipts for that. Right now, I'm not going to take anything that I can't back up with receipts because I know people have said crap about me, and I've seen people things said. If I need to see her throwing it away, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it seems like this woman is highly hated, and I just question. Yeah, I'm going to watch her channel over the next few days just to get a more. What I can say is I'm very strict on my kids being on the internet. I do not put them on my channel. Like if my son or daughter walks in here, I hit the mute mic. If they try to walk over here, I'm like, hold up. Now I will say the other day, I was a little bit bragging about my son who made it to the championship for football. And I showed some of the football clips and I did show a couple pictures. And that was just me being like a super happy mom. But normally I keep them completely off. Like normally I keep my kids completely off the internet, okay? So there's a few things that not another housewife. I took timestamps. So everybody do your own research, form your own opinion. I'm just giving you mine based off barely nothing. But I will give you a more informed, and it could change. I don't know. Now when I was going through her videos, I was like, oh, this woman is like legit, like literally videoing herself every morning up at the butt crack at dawn, making like it seems like decent breakfasts for these kids. She's literally going to the laundromat, she's cleaning, she's up all day, every day. Whereas like some people that foster kids are like I've seen some foster parents like around our town, and it's really it seems like they're doing it for the check. You know what I'm saying? Um, She was supposed to donate the unopened food she wanted to make content out of the free meat. She got to show she was donating and doing a good deed. It's disgusting either way. Did she have to film it? No. She didn't. But we still don't know if she contacted the place and said, hey, I have like a bunch of meat, cheese, and bread I'm gonna bring to you guys because I want to feed the people in your shelter. Or I can make them myself. Do we know if that was not? Um, I don't have loads of videos on Brit. Me? I think this is the first video I've ever done on Brit. Um, Food safety laws apply to food banks and shelters. Some people have great intentions, but messy homes, and if they're not knowledgeable. See, that's what I'm saying. If that particular food shelter would have had any regulations to where they cannot accept food pre-made outside of that shelter, they would have turned it away. They would have said, we can't accept it. Do we know that she didn't call them and say, hey, hey, I have all this food. I would like to donate to make sandwiches. Either you guys can make them or I can make them. Like I've heard people like comment on my life, and they're just missing like one or two facts that makes it make sense. And then it's like somebody can be saying something negative, and I'm like, yeah, but they didn't know that X Y Z. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes facts matter, context matters, and I'm really gonna do a lot more. We don't know what someone's intentions are. But what I can say is, as a woman who has a lot of kids, and I see someone with no kids, like kind of coming for her and like talking about like what she does for her kids. I'm like, hold up, Britt, like you don't have kids. Slow your roll. There's no proof where the sandwiches went. Um, let's see. Okay, so we're gonna go over not another housewives video because this is where I first came to know about this situation. And I was like watching it, and I was kind of like me and my husband. Not gonna lie, me and Sean both were like listening, like kind of in disbelief. Like what? Like what did she say? Like she said a lot of things that I can explain to you guys very easily is not right. Like and I'll give you guys one instance, and we'll go over a lot more throughout this video. But in one part of this video, she says she bought her kids iPads and phones, and she bought them Apple cards. And I'm like, well, that's smart to buy them Apple cards so you don't link your debit card. And she said my ears perked up, and I'm thinking her ears perked up because she approved, but she didn't really approve. She's like, she bought these kids Apple cards, so they don't even know what these kids are buying on the internet. And I'm like, once again, you don't have kids, so you don't know about parental controls on cell phones, which I'm sure Britt knows that, like a cell phone, when you download an app, you can set it to where every time you download an app, it needs a password. Also, you can set parental controls, to where every time something is downloaded, it needs a password or it goes to your phone. There's family sharing plans. So when I heard that her concern about the Apple gift cards and her saying, well, these parents, like Alicia doesn't know what they're downloading on their devices. And I'm like, okay, all of my kids have devices. I have 6 children. I grew up poor. Me and Sean do okay. So like I said, I would literally I would do like to spoil my kids. And Sean has to pull the reins back on me. Now, most of the phones are our old phones from us doing upgrades and stuff. Like Eli's phone used to be Paris's phone. You know what I'm saying? Like Bobby's phone was Sean's old phone. So, but we had parental control set up. Like our kids, like every once in a while, we've slipped and kind of left our debit card on there, and we had Sean let one of the kids put their thumbprint on one time because he didn't think about the fact that they could buy stuff with it. Because I think it was Coco, like kept coming to him, like, Dad, put your thumbprint in to open the phone up, like just to open the phone up. He kept needing the thumbprint, kept needing the thumbprint, So Sean was like, here, well, let's put your thumbprint in. And then he bought a whole lot of stuff. But this was Roblox. Like it was most kids their ages play games in Roblox, um but like none of our debit cards are in any of the devices at our house. We have parental control set up on there. You have to enter in a password now, like, and more than likely she's got that. So like a lot of these things Britt spoke about, but she just doesn't know about because she doesn't have kids. And I felt like, I just felt like there was some nitpicking there. And then I'm like, it's just, I don't know if it's smart to talk about it. Why does anyone care how many tablets she buys, though? That it is kind of strange. I'm like, who cares? She makes $40,000 a month. She makes $40,000 a month. Let her buy the damn tablets. I mean, here's the thing: those tablets, you can download like learning apps. You can download all kind of cool things. Like you don't even need like direct TV anymore. You can put like the streaming service on there. You get YouTube Kids. But that's the thing. Like not all parents monitor their social media, but for Britt to assume that she doesn't, I don't know. I just felt like, does Britt know about parental controls? Because she was basically saying there's no way for her to know what they're downloading. And I'm like, but there is. There's a way to make it to where they can't download anything unless they have a password that Alicia may not give it to them. She has to have to go and put it in herself, which is like our kids. We have to put it in that ourselves. Well, I only know the $40,000 a month because I think that's what Radiant Brit said on a video. There was like 40K a month. And I was like, okay. So, I mean, do you guys think that the billionaires of our world are not, spoiling their kids with these things? Yeah, they are. Does it mean that we as human beings should like, I don't know, to comment on what a parent does for their kids and to say that a kid is spoiled is like, but who's worse? Somebody calling a kid spoiled that they've never met in real life, or somebody that puts their kid on social media? Like neither one of them are right in my book. So let's listen to this video that Not Another Housewife did, and I told everybody to go watch it. We're not going to listen to everything. I got some timestamps. Yeah, I know. If I had 6 kids, I'd probably have a lot of electronics too. I would definitely monitor though. That's the thing is, I also read in an article that they had 11 miscarriages. So in 2010, they started fostering kids and adopting, and most of the kids have fetal alcohol syndrome. And she said after the first child that they got had that had fetal alcohol syndrome, went into a rage. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to handle it. They're like, oh my God, did we make a good choice? Here, why don't everybody just, I don't know. Because I'm trying to be like the middleman here. 11 miscarriages. I went through one, and it was number 6 for me. If I would have went through 11 miscarriages, I don't even know where my mind would be. I don't even know where my mind would be. So, she does have some biological kids, but some of them are adoptive kids, foster kids, from my understanding. But in 2010, they started adopting. They got their first child that had fetal alcohol syndrome. And here's the thing: kids with fetal alcohol syndrome, they do have like disciplinary issues, where a lot of times foster parents don't want to take them in because they can be difficult, right? And so when she got the first kid that had fetal alcohol syndrome, that threw a fit and was like throwing down things down the stairs, her and her husband had to regroup. They were like, oh gosh, what did we get into? Like what happened? Or like, what did we get into? So she said they really like buckled down and started doing research on these kids with fetal alcohol syndrome and how to take care of them and how to tend to them. And she said now, like, they are like the go-to foster parents that like CPS or like that they call when there's a child with fetal alcohol syndrome, I'm not bashing anyone though. That's the difference. Like I'm not bashing anyone. I'm very nice with my commentary. I don't attack children or attack people. I'm just saying, as a mother with 6 kids, when I saw the comments that Britt was making, like I knew she was very misinformed about some things. She was very misinformed about like the devices. That there's no way that Alicia could keep up with it. So I'm commenting on it, but it's fine. So anyway, she said they became the go-to couple, like the go-to house to foster kids with fetal alcohol syndrome because nobody else wanted them. So now they take to those kids because these kids. So yeah, she fosters kids and she fosters kids with fetal alcohol syndrome because they do have like disciplinary issues. They can go into a rage and blah 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 blah. And when they got their first kid, they flew into a rage. They really was like, oh God, what are we doing? And they could have made the decision like, oh, this is hard, so we're not going to do it. But it seemed like she did some research and figured out, kind of how to help them. And now, like CPS, when they need a foster parent, if the kid has fetal alcohol syndrome, she's their go-to. So, I mean, CPS is overworked and underpaid, and sometimes they don't make the right decision. But I do feel like if CPS has been like really, if they trust her with all these kids, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I could be wrong. And she may be oversharing because, like I said, I try not to talk about my kids very much, or show, like if they walk in, I mute. But I just feel like people are proud of their kids. And it's hard for me not to share about my kids. Like when my son went to state, I was like, oh my God, my son's going to championship. He's going to play in the Superdome. Like, and I talk about my kids from time to time. So Alicia did the viral TikTok and probably more than likely was asked, like, oh my God, you got all these kids, do a day in the life, do a day in the life, do a day in the life. And she started doing them and not understanding like how crazy people are out there. I mean, so far, and just where I'm from, I've not heard of any children being like abducted or kidnapped because someone's seen them on YouTube, and that's just from where I'm from. It's probably happened more than likely, but I don't think it's like an epidemic. I do think there's perverts out there that can see kids and maybe watching them and get off on things, blah, 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 blah. But I know where I'm from, I have not heard of any instance where, like, oh, well, this man or this woman saw this little child on a mom's YouTube channel that was, exposing her children and abducted that kid. I don't know. Yes, my son, who is 15, plays football, got to play in the Superdome, and they won the state championship. So I was super happy about that, and I did talk about that, and I shared some clips of them playing or whatever, but, I mean, you can't tell who my son is. He's got helmets on, you know what I'm saying? But she probably went into this not even understanding that there was a side to the internet that highly disagrees with it, more than likely. I didn't know that there was people that disagreed with it. I mean, people were asking me, do a day in the life, and I was contemplating it. Thank God I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But would that have made me a bad person? No, I don't know. Yeah, most harm that comes to your children will be from close family contacts and not online. I used to lecture on this. Oh, thank you. Yes, Melissa's a bad name. Thank you. All right, I want to go over this video just because some of the things that Radiant Britt said, and like I said, I used to follow Radiant Britt a little bit, but when she did that video about Gabby Petito and people profiting off Gabby Petito, and she targeted T-Spiracy, when I was friends with T-Spiracy, I was watching all of T-Spiracy's videos. They weren't monetized. T-Spiracy was saying that, like I'm not monetizing my content about Gabby Petito. But she talked about Gabby Petito and had information. But she talked about T-Spiracy profiting off Gabby Petito. So she had information that it wouldn't have taken her that long to just check it out and see that T-Spiracy was not one of those channels that was profiting off of Gabby Petito. That's when I kind of was like, yeah, she should have did a little research on that, which I will say, I've not looked into Alicia as much as I wanted to, but I will. I am going to look into her. And if my opinion changes, if I feel like, oh my God, that's terrible, like she's a terrible mom, that'll be something. I probably won't go on her and say she's terrible. I'll go on her and say I disagree with a lot of things that she's doing. will I agree that someone with no kids has the right to really comment on someone with kids and how they take care of their kids? Like I said, I just don't think I can agree with that because when I was a woman with no kids, I thought I knew how I was going to raise my kids. But then when I had them, I was like, oh, never mind. You know, watching French fried girls. Okay, I'll check that account out. Is it French fries girls? Let me see, because I did. Okay, so let's watch this. I do think being nice pays a lot. Even if you disagree with somebody, you can say it in a nicer way. You know what I'm saying? Like just because this one person over on TikTok to my, I hate you, you're ugly, you're disgusting. Like what? Like always consider how would you want somebody to say that to you, and how would you want someone to say it to your child? If you wouldn't want your child to be subjected to that statement, don't subject someone else to that statement. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so let's see where we're at. Okay, and okay, on 3:30. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so Radiant Brit says here, like, she says that she's not what did she say? She's not a doctor, a fitness instructor, an aerobics person, an aquatics gymnast. She says she's not a professional in anything that she's about to talk about in regards to what Alicia is doing in regards to her kids. Like, not a doctor, not a fitness instructor, not an aerobics person, not an aquatics gymnast. She's like, and I have a terrible diet. And I'm like, hold up. I can't comment on somebody else's diet because I got a terrible one myself. Like, so that was something that, like right off the bat, she's like, and I have a terrible diet. I'm like, okay, then. All right. Well, she's being honest, though. She has a terrible diet. Does she feel like she can call someone else out for having a terrible diet if she has one? Kind of hypocritical, but, whatever. But she does admit, I have a terrible diet. Okay, so props to you for admitting that you have a terrible diet. All right, so let's see, where is it? Here, I think is where she was talking about the kids' sugar intake. Let me see. I'm going to you guys, in this video, we had Dunkin' Donuts for a snack. Then we had the charcuterie board that had more sugar. Then we had okay, Dunkin' Donuts for a snack, which seems fine to me. My neighbors own a donut shop, and they bring us donuts a good bit. Donuts love them. A charcuterie board after that. I mean, that's like cheese and crackers and grapes. From my knowledge, like even if it's like grapes and strawberries, that's like natural sugar. It's not like right, like that's like natural sugar. Our charcuterie board. It's literally cheese and crackers, and some of them have like salami or like a meat, like a meat. So how do we know what the board had? I don't know. Maybe it did have grapes or strawberries, something with a little bit of sugar. But to me, that's not super unhealthy. Like as a snack for our kids, we love those in my house. Lollipops from the piano teacher. Lollipops from the piano teacher, and I thought, oh, that's great. The kids take piano. Would these kids have been able to take piano if they were not with Alicia Dougherty? If they were put with some other foster parent that, doesn't make a decent income, just makes enough to really kind of pay the bills, would they take more money to put towards putting these kids in piano? I don't know. Okay, I'll make sure you guys can hear it. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, let me go back. But the one thing that stuck out to me when she said that, like, Dunkin' Donuts as a snack, the charcuterie board, more sugar, and I'm like, I don't think a charcuterie board really has a lot of sugar, but okay. Still, that's meat, cheese, crackers, and then she said lollipops that the piano teacher gave her, and I'm like, more than likely, the piano teacher gave her a lollipop for doing a good job. But hey, she does piano. That's amazing. You know, let me know if you guys can hear now.
And we had Pop Rocks for dessert.
Pop Rocks for dessert. A bag of Pop Rocks is like this big. Does it seem like it's a, this is all in a day's time span, I guess? I mean, I'm really trying to think about my kids. My kids might potentially eat that much sugar, but they're eating like real food in between. But either way, it seems like when Alicia makes her boards, they always look good. But they eat like regular food as well. You know what I'm saying? Like there might be days that my kids have a little bit more sugar than normal, if because we had Dunkin' Donuts and then their piano teacher gave them a sucker, so they want to eat the sucker, and then their dad went to the store and brought back Pop Rocks. Like okay, all right. Well, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna make sure we brush your teeth really good. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, like as someone that has kids versus someone that doesn't have kids, you don't know how these things come into play here of what they ate, whatever. And kids sometimes have days where they eat a lot of sugar, blah, blah.
That is a lot of sugar for a child in a given day, especially a child that Alicia has said could become easily addicted to things like sugar, video games, so on.
Okay, anybody can become addicted to sugar, not just kids. But not Another Housewife. I need to know whose baby was that. Whose baby was that? That was such cute. The baby like dying into the cake. I'm like, oh my gosh, right on in America, in the great old state of Louisiana. Let me tell you guys what we do. Radiant Britt, get ready for it. Get ready for it. Let me tell you guys what we do. On our child's first birthday, we give them their own cake, and they eat that mug by themselves. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes kids just have a little bit of sugar. Literally, that's a tradition where I'm from in my family. Like everybody that I know, that's a tradition. On the first birthday, they get their own cake and they sit there and they eat it all up until they cry because their bellies hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, are we bad people? Kids just have too much sugar sometimes. Adults can become addicted to sugar. Honestly, more adults are addicted to sugar probably than kids. I mean, gee whiz. I mean, adults are addicted to all kind of things. Sugars, coffees, Starbucks, drugs. I mean, come on. It's just a little too... I don't know, I just feel like it's like... When I first started my... Smash cakes, that's what they're called. When I first started my time on YouTube and I met the first YouTube gatekeeper, I was like, oh... not one of these people, right? So when I see it in other people, I'm just like, back up a little bit, calm down, don't be so irritated at somebody, like what somebody else is doing, and which I'm not really like irritated at what she's doing. It's kind of like, wow, she just doesn't know much about having kids. And I was like, maybe I can give her my perspective to be like, hey, listen, as someone with 6 kids, those things, maybe this woman is a terrible woman. I don't know. Maybe Alicia is a horrible foster parent, and I'm going to look into it. I'm going to watch her videos. Maybe so. And maybe after I watch them, I'll say, hey, I'm glad that she puts the kids in piano. I'm glad that she does XYZ, but I don't like this, I don't like this, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. And then I'll move on about it. You know what I'm saying? But, I don't know. Yeah, my students are 100% addicted to sugar. It bothered me. So I ate what I ate, and their family gave them what they ate. They were not my children. All right, let's continue.
And so forth. This is why she receives criticism.
It's not because people are bored or jealous or just being mean.
As me, just an idiot.
So people receive criticism because her kids eat candy? I mean, it is her kids, and from what I saw, the teeth looked fine. I don't know, Like, I'm not sure. Oh, I did come through some videos when I was, like, skimming them, where I'm like, is she literally showing, like, breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And it looked like she was making, like, solid meals. I was like, she's doing good. It looks like she's doing, like, solid meals. Here, I can show you guys what I saw earlier, because I was like, okay. I'm like, because just from me skimming over it, and I saw, like, a bunch of, like, clips of her making food, and I was like, it seems like she's doing good. Like, Alicia makes full breakfast every morning. From the videos that I saw, it did seem that way. All right, let's see. And we'll look really quickly. And we'll see, because I feel like, you know what? Here's the thing. is when you listen to only one side, you only get one side. Like I know when me and this other YouTuber started having beef, the people that listened to her thought I was a bad girl. The people that listened to me thought she was a bad girl. And then like listening to both of us really kind of people could figure out who they enjoyed. You know what I'm saying? Some of the commentary channels pick and choose those videos because it's not entertaining to watch or make real meals. Yeah, I mean, so let's see. All right, you guys can no, maybe not. I gotta go back to her channel. Let's see. She's got 1 million subscribers, so right over here trying to be working on kids. All right, let's see. Afternoon snack. I mean, that looks like a good charcuterie board. Is that what charcuterie? All right. All right, let's go down a little. I mean, morning routine. We're gonna kind of skim through this one. All right, what is she doing? Eggs. Okay, she's making egg muffins, I guess. Like, she's drinking her coffee because, of course, how can a mom not? And here's the bread with the mayo. My goodness, bread with mayo. She's making mayonnaise and egg sandwiches. We love those in our house. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's what she's making. Is that tuna fish? What is that? Oh, and look, the mustard is in smiley faces. I do that too with my kids. I do anytime, like if I do Cool Whip, I do a smiley face. I don't know. Okay. What is this? Okay, it looks like she's doing some. Oh, okay. She's doing some ham and cheese. She's doing some, I guess, tuna fish. She's doing some grape and like jelly sandwiches. I think that's what it is. Or is that eggs? Eggs, ham, and like, that's something that we would eat here. I mean, that's something we would eat here. I can't be mad at her. I mean, she's cutting them in half. All right, right on. She's putting them in bags. What are we doing next? She's putting them in their own lunchbox. I don't know where they go to school at, but she could just let them eat the school lunch. You know what I'm saying? She could just let them eat. Oh, applesauce. My kids love those. Applesauce. And that's their breakfast at school, I guess. I'm not sure. Peaches. Oh, I love those peaches. What is this? Okay, we have those as well. Frozen yogurt, which yogurt is good. She probably makes them according to each child's needs. Yeah, like maybe if they have any food allergies, I don't know. But yogurt in this. Chips. I mean, that looks like a solid meal. They all got their names on them. I don't know. I feel like some kids would not have it this good. And this is just from what I'm seeing. You know, so far everything seems okay. Now what is this? Bagels? She's making something else. Bagels. Oranges? You know what? I feel like most moms would heat up a daggum muffin in the microwave or give them cereal every morning. I don't know. Yeah, some of these kids maybe on the spectrum. Oh yeah, I have kids. I have a child with severe food allergies, celiac disease. And I have a son that's on the spectrum. Like I have a son that's ADHD. Like it's hard, man. It's hard. So this one I could say I agree with everything that she's making here. Bagels and oranges. So some of the kids had like sandwiches, or maybe I bet this is their breakfast. And maybe that was their lunch, the sandwiches maybe. Bacon, look, we got bacon, we got eggs. Oh, y'all, look at the eggs. Hold on. Y'all know them eggs she put in the pan? Look at that. She baked them and they come out as perfect little round eggs to put on the bagels. I don't know. I think, I don't know. This seems like a solid meal to me. Bacon. Like, I can say, and this is with all honesty, you guys, just be careful because a lot of people, a lot of times, and I don't know her from Adam. I don't have a problem with Radiant Britt. I stopped watching her because I seen that she like didn't have wasn't telling the truth about T-Spiracy one time, and I was just like, oh, that's enough for me. But as far as Radiant Britt, I really don't know her. But a lot of times when people want you to believe a narrative, they only push certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like after school snacks with my kids. Let's look at this one. Let's see about this one. I don't know. I'm gonna do more research, and I'll have full menus down of what she feeds them. I don't know. Really, it doesn't matter to me what she feeds them. The kids' teeth look healthy. If they're foster kids, she has to take them to the doctor to get checkups like normal. And if doctors feel like these kids are not being taken care of, and that they're not eating healthy, and they're not getting the right nutrition, she'll take them on up out. They'll take them on up out of the house. So I mean, they got to be gaining weight, right? That their teeth got to be taken care of. Grapes, we love grapes at our house. Every time we buy groceries, we buy grapes. All right, celery. Oh yes, creamy peanut butter and the celery. I've heard that's good. And mind you, this is like I guess midday snack or whatever. But another thing that Radiant Brit said when she said she gets up at like 5:30 or something, Radiant Brit is like, I doubt that. And I'm like, baby, let me tell you, even if she didn't want to get up that early, more than likely she gets up that early because I have a child that's got ADHD and he wakes up at the butt crack of dawn every freaking morning. My daughter with the food allergies, she doesn't sleep good at night. Her stomach bothers her no matter what. She gets gassy, and whatever, or maybe that's Sean and he's putting it off on her. But like there's just no way that like you have kids with food allergies, sick kids. This woman's been waking up not only early, but in the middle of the night too, I can guarantee you. And she still doesn't sleep in late. She still makes and I was going through her videos and I don't know you guys, but it seemed like there was like a video almost every other day of her sharing what I'm making my kids. Like and it seemed like it was decent. I don't know. And I'll do more research. I will. And more than likely, their school district doesn't have free lunches, so she buys their lunch. Okay. So that seems like a decent board to me. Her daughter is eating Cheez-Its, um, cheese and grapes, I think her daughter is eating over there. Marshmallows. That looks like a cool board. Or some Oreos. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of moms don't even put in half the effort. A lot of moms with 2 or 3 kids don't even put in this effort, to be honest, of what I'm seeing here. I don't know, weekly haul, paper plates. And I did hear Radiant Brick comment about the paper plates. And I'm like, let me tell you, when you got that many kids, yeah, you use paper plates. I'm sorry. Let me tell you, we constantly are washing dishes and we use paper plates, paper bowls, plastic forks and spoons. I mean, the only like we use real pots and pans, obviously, and we use real cups. We don't buy plastic cups. But I literally, before I started working, my hands would be cracking and bleeding from washing dishes so much. Now it happens to Sean's hands because he's the one in the house most of the time washing the dishes. But literally, and this is for me, my family of 8. My you're washing. I swear, I told Sean, I said I feel like I'm always washing dishes, right? Always washing dishes, and that's even with us using paper plates and paper bowls and plastic forks and spoons. So like the fact that she like commented on that, I'm like, yeah, because if this woman didn't, she would literally be washing dishes for the rest of her life. She used paper plates because her septic needs repair, and if they wash that many dishes, they wouldn't have water. And I did hear them say something about the septic. I did hear that, like and I heard Radiant Britt say, well, rather than buying all the paper bowls and plastic cups, why don't you take that money that you're spending on that and pay to repair the septic? And I'm like, well, because probably to fix the septic is going to cost like thousands upon thousands of dollars. That maybe, I don't know, maybe she's waiting. Maybe they don't live there. Maybe they don't own the house and they're renting it, and the landlord's supposed to do it. Like, I don't know but more than likely, the amount of money that you're going to spend on paper plates and paper bowls and forks and spoons is not going to equate to what you would pay to fix the septic at that moment. And who knows if this is something that they've tried to fix and they just can't get it. I don't know. So, well, I can say as a mom of 6, Radiant Britt doesn't understand. And that's just things that I've seen. That's just things that I've seen of things that she's commented on that me as a mom can say, well, that's not right. That's not right there. Okay, let's continue.
On the internet.
I mean, if you're
Okay, you guys make sure, I'm going to try to make sure
social media accounts she said they have.
Okay, so she manages the kids' social media accounts that she said they has. Let's see.
gotta be one of the two.
8 social media accounts she said they have. She manages their 8 social media accounts. That is a huge digital footprint for these kids.
Okay, so first off, my kids do have social media accounts. Well, not my younger kids, but my older kids do. And I kind of keep an eye on it, but I don't manage it. But if she's managing it, does that mean she's running it? Like, is she running their social media account? Because if she is, then she's probably very conscious of what's being shared. If she's not, but that's what she says, she's running it. So I would imagine she's very conscious of what's being shared. And I mean, come on, digital footprint, I don't know. I mean, we all got a digital footprint at this point,
We're not.
But I will have to say, like, I didn't want my kids to have social media until they got older, just because, people out in the world are cruel. I mean, that's just the way that it is.
Just talking about Instagram and TikTok. Taking the magic away from Christmas. You're taking the awe factor of unwrapping something and seeing what's in the box.
I don't know what she's talking about here, so I can't really comment on that. She's saying something about taking the magic away from Christmas. I'm not sure.
Because again, content is over everything in the Dougherty household. So next sheet, I think that it is insane the things that some people will do in order to form content.
I'm so pissed off right now.
I was not planning on doing another Dougherty Dozen video for at least for a couple of days.
At least for a couple of days.
And listen, some people, like I said, some people are for somebody, some people are not for some people. If you like Dad Challenge podcast, that's fine. If you don't, that's okay. I'm not for everybody, and I am for some people, and it is what it is. You can have your, let me see. Okay, so they're also waiting on the city. I know where we live, we have, every once in a while we'll have water issues, right? Every once in a while, where we have to boil our water before we can use it. But maybe it's something that, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Them literally every single day.
Just had some other stuff that was on my mind that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I watched her freaking Costco haul, and I'm so angry.
Haul. This is something that she does all the time.
Yeah, I have no idea if a city will fix a septic system. I have no idea. I don't know if that's something that she said somewhere, but here's the thing. I would have to imagine a woman bringing in $40K a month or more would fix it if she knew that she could, or if she, oh, thank you, kid Sonny. If she knew that she could, or if, I don't know, like, my thing is like, Why isn't she fixing it? Surely she's got some sort of reasoning. If not, I mean, if it was me, I would fix it. I don't know. I don't know what her reasoning is. You know what I'm saying? I really don't know. I would fix it. But once again, that content matters. Context matters. I mean, like maybe there's something that we're missing.
It's not something new or interesting.
You would be right about that. But
All right, let's see.
Out this Costco haul, so I decided to watch it at 2 times speed for my.
Okay, so I don't know. There was a Costco haul where she said she was getting messages like, watch the Costco haul, watch the Costco haul. So she decided to watch the Costco haul, and we're going to hear her talk about the Costco haul.
Myself just to see what's the upset about. Why am I seeing Costco all over my DMs? And this woman announces that she's doing this 1 million subscriber quote celebration on Christmas Eve.
Yay, 1 million. That's awesome to have 1 million. Oh, what did I do?
It's so funny to me when YouTubers decide to quote address the hater. What could she have planned? What could she possibly come up with that, is exciting for the viewers?
well, I think we're all seeing today what you come up with that's exciting for your viewers because your content about food.
I'm trying to do timestamps. You guys, I don't want to take her whole video, so that's why I'm like skipping around to just when Britt talks, so you guys can go watch her comments in there as well. Where are we at? 534. Let's go to 537.
She ends up going over to Costco, and this woman buys 150 granola bars, 200 Nutri-Grain bars, a bunch of
Okay, so she's saying that she watches the Costco haul and she buys 150 Nutri-Grain bars, 150 fruit bars,
cookies, a bunch of snacks, and so much bread. My heart almost hit the floor when I saw the amount of bread she bought.
Y'all, I don't know. But this is so strange to me that anyone, like, especially she's got a large family. She's got these 12 kids. She's, her and her husband, so it's 14 people. We go through so much bread in our house, but guess what? It's eaten. Literally, we do toast for breakfast. We may do sandwiches, for lunch. Like, I was like, your heart hit the floor over her bread? What if she was freezing it? My grandmother used to freeze some of her stuff. She would kind of buy it in bulk a little bit and freeze it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine if somebody was side-eyeing my grandmother in the checkout line because she was one little woman buying 5 loaves of bread and 5 pounds of coffee. You know what I mean? And so I was like, what's with that little woman over there buying all the coffee and bread? Oh my God, my heart just hit the floor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's a lot to, there's so many things that we can be mad about. Like today, and I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow. Let me get myself back up here. I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow. But today I saw this clip of this woman and her little baby standing beside her, little 3-year-old standing beside her. And this 32-year-old woman is sitting on a bench and it's at a train station. We're at a train station, right? And this woman is standing there with her little 3-year-old, and this 32-year-old woman is sitting on a bench, and she just stands up and she pushes this 3-year-old into the train track. And it takes people like a second, and they get this little girl all out of the train track. And this woman was arrested. And I'm like, that's the crap we need to be mad about. That's the crap that needs to make your heart hit the floor. Not saying that we can't be irritated at some of this like nitpicky stuff or whatever, but really I don't know. That's just a lot for me. I don't know how many loaves of bread that she bought, but I can honestly say when we buy groceries, we usually buy 2 or 3 loaves at a time, and we go grocery shopping every week. Every week. You know what I'm saying? And that's 6 people. But then the thing about it is she kind of judged a little bit early because these sandwiches were going to be made. She was making it to do sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? And Radiant Britt says here, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt that she's going to do something. But you kind of didn't. You kind of didn't give her the benefit of the doubt you went ahead and did this video where you watched the Costco haul and you were just so irritated that you jumped on this live saying like, oh my gosh, she bought all this stuff. She didn't need all this. She didn't need the sweatsuit. She didn't need that. She didn't need it. And then saying, well, hopefully she's going to do something good with it. I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. But you already like persecuted her for it. Persecuted her for it. So you really didn't give her the benefit of the doubt because you already like jumped on your channel, your platform with all of your viewers and was nasty about it and kind of already put that in their mind that she shouldn't have done that. Like, well, why not wait and see what she was going to do and have that hope? And then, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. So let's continue. Okay. Let's see, we're at 5:57.
Decided to buy some hoodies and sweatpants as if they don't have a million of those already.
She bought some hoodies and some sweatpants as if they don't have enough of those already. Holy crap! What? Who cares? It's her money. And kids outgrow things so quick. I mean, maybe there's a couple of the kids that are outgrowing the 10 sweatsuits and hoodies that they have because last year was when they were bought and kids grow fast. Like, when I heard that, I'm like, like what? Like sweatsuits and hoodies as if they need more. Like, I'm just gonna say this, but like you need another black shirt. You know what I'm saying? And no, but it's just that the thing about it is it's pointless for me to say that about Britt because she can buy all the damn black shirts she wants. She's a grown adult. It doesn't matter if she needs another black shirt. If she wants to buy the black shirt, she can buy another black shirt. I mean, could you imagine if literally somebody really got on their channel and really said that? You know, like if they really got on their channel and was like, Britt, you're such a, like you're nitpicking too much. Like you need another black tank top, and really thought that. Like, I don't care if she buys 50 million black tank tops with her YouTube money or wherever she works, because I think she has a real job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think she has a real job. So, you know what I'm saying? Is it okay for a 4-year-old to have an iPhone? I mean, here's the thing. I don't have the money to give my 5-year-old a brand new iPhone and a brand new iPad. But my 5-year-old did get an iPad for Christmas this year. She did. And guess what? She's going to take it with her to school because she's homeschooled by her grandmother. And we've downloaded learning apps for her. And when we are going somewhere, it kind of keeps her entertained. But it's like one of the older, like iPad, like generation something, I don't know. But I'm also not raking in $40,000, $50,000 a month. What someone does with their child, as long as it's not hurting them, like physically hurting them, then I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know what the problem is. Like, because there's kids out there being abused. Like, some of the content that I've covered recently is a little boy named Bo was drowned in the toilet. He was drowned in the toilet by his mom's boyfriend. This woman had been dating her boyfriend for 5 months. And because he stuck his finger, or no, it's not Bo, it's Blue. Blue, the grown man, stuck his finger in Blue's mouth, and Blue, a 4-year-old, bit it, and he stuck Blue's head in the toilet and drowned him, and then buried him under the house. I'm covering, the Quentin Simon case, where his mother allegedly beat him to death and then went and threw him in the dumpster. So, like, buying them a bunch of sweatshirts and making sure they have, that's not hurting them. I don't know how much she's allowing these kids to play on their phones and iPads. Would I do it? Would I buy my 5-year-old a cell phone and an iPad? Absolutely not. No. But am I going to dog a parent that does it just because another mom does it? I mean, she's got 12 kids. She's going to make some mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Cece said, when I worked at the cell phone store and the iPads first came out, this dad came in and bought 3 new ones at full price. One was for his 3-year-old. She'd have a fit. I know. Could you imagine if she worked at a cell phone store? Because like, what is it hurting though? You know, how do you know she buys things to just buy them, or does she buy items knowing one of the children will need it? Like, yeah, that's the thing is, I don't feel like these were Christmas items. So she did like a Christmas haul. She did like a Christmas haul, and she's like, and I don't know what she got them because I only saw Radiant Britt talk about it. And Radiant Britt says she got them new cell phones and new iPads. I only saw in the video iPads, so I don't know if she got them iPads and cell phones or just one or the other. I'm not really sure. I can tell you something. Honestly, I take, and I'm gonna be quite honest, and I'm not a rude person, but I take when someone says a stay-at-home mom doesn't work, it pisses me the hell off. Because let me tell you something. I've held a job and I've been a stay-at-home mom of 6 kids. And my husband now, who is a stay-at-home dad, he's like, oh my God, like being a stay-at-home parent is way more difficult than going out and taking a job. And it is. Because guess what? When I'm out here and I'm working, yeah, it's stressful. But when you're with, 6 children or 4 children or two, however many, it's difficult running them, all over the place. Do I agree with how much she spends on them? I wouldn't if I had that kind of money. I wouldn't spend $30,000, but it was Christmas. I can say between my 6 kids and what I bought for my family members, I did spend a couple $1,000s. It was Christmas, right? Was it not Christmas? I mean, so my husband now, who literally is ex-military, well, never ex-military, but he's a vet. He did a tour in Iraq, a tour in Afghanistan. He worked in the oil field. He was a diesel mechanic. He's like, oh my God, I never understood how physically, emotionally draining it is to be a stay-at-home parent. Running the kids to football practice, running them here, running them there, going and buying groceries and going and doing that and going and doing all these things. Like, no, I'm sorry, but just because she doesn't have a regular job, she works. And I don't even have to know her to say that. Seeing her on the videos where she's getting up every morning and making a decent breakfast from what I've seen so far, and taking them to piano lessons and cleaning up the house and taking them here and going to the laundromat, it seems like she works. It seems like she, she's taking in kids with fetal alcohol syndrome that probably get turned away with other foster care parents. And I just don't know. Like, if I watch, and I am going to watch a lot of her content. And if I change my opinion, more than likely, there will be a few things that I disagree with because, yeah, sure, I disagree with giving, toddlers a cell phone and an iPad. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I don't put my kids on the internet. I disagree with that. Am I going to go attack her for doing it? No. No. Especially, and like I said, a lady that doesn't have children, I guess it's easy to nitpick what a parent does when you're not a parent. It's super hard work. Yes, assistant regional manager, it's so hard work. And let me tell you something. Okay, thank you. That is so validating to hear. My boyfriend makes me feel bad because I was stay-at-home mom, do college, 5-year-old in school, and he works so hard as a diesel mechanic. Well, my husband was a diesel mechanic, and he said he would take that. He's like, that is way easier than running behind kids and taking care of the kids, making sure their homework is done, making sure their school clothes get washed and dried, cooking dinner, all of that. I don't, like I said, Marilyn Clark, I might agree with you. Like, there may be some things that I disagree with her for. But one thing that I can't be okay with is anybody saying that she doesn't work. If she has 12 kids, and just from the videos that I've seen, who's taking care of the kids if she does nothing? Because I can guarantee you, CPS drops by her house. If she's a foster parent, they just show up. And I may not know. I'm only commenting off what I know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I may watch it and I may really dislike some things. But I can't do what she's talking about. Like commenting about the sweatpants. Like they need more sweatsuits. Like, what? If she wanted 50 of them, okay, that's not hurting anybody. It really isn't. It's really not hurting anybody. And the fact that she got so irritated over the bread, I'm like, wait, but Britt, you don't understand. You have what? You and your boyfriend in your home, maybe? Maybe? So y'all probably don't even understand what a grocery bill is like for a large family. Like, she would probably dye my food hauls.
bought a ton of socks. So here's the thing.
Socks, y'all. Socks galore at my house.
Alicia Dougherty, and this is not a threat or anything like that, but this is what I hope she's going to do. I hope that all of these granola bars and Nutri-Grain bars are going to the homeless shelter. I hope that all the socks are going to their local homeless shelter. And it would be nice if sweatsuits also did, because let's be honest, they already have it at home. So,
But who cares? That's not even something I would even say. Like, I hope you donate those those outfits and those socks because y'all already have them. You know, like I would not say that. I don't know. I will watch the spaghetti video to see because if you guys know videos that I should watch, please let me know. Yeah, she bought too many. I just feel like there's a lot of nitpicking here, and it doesn't make sense to me.
here's my hope. My hope is that she's going to have
Like, if you want to be mad about something, be mad about stuff that matters, in my opinion.
her kids pitch in, and instead of just playing with their toys and being extra spoiled on Christmas.
Okay, so a while ago, she said something about the kids should be able to enjoy their Christmas and not worry about anything else, not worry about making content, not worry about anything else. Like, the kids should be able to enjoy their Christmas. But now she's saying the kids and Alicia need to be making food for the homeless shelter. So before she was like something about ruining the Christmas spirit. I don't know what it was. They should be able to enjoy Christmas. But now she's saying, I hope that she takes all this stuff and she donates it to a homeless shelter, and that her children helps her put together like bags for the homeless shelter. I'm like, it's great when families do that. It's great when people donate, but nobody's obligated to donate to a homeless shelter. Nobody is. It's your decision to do it. I love when people do it. I've done it. Almost every year we go through all of our like old stuff. Obviously we throw away anything that's broke, anything that's not in good shape, and we literally like go give it out to like families that don't have good stuff. So for sure.
They spend part of their Christmas Eve helping put together bagged lunches for the homeless shelter.
Why should her kids be obligated to spend their Christmas Eve putting together bag lunches? So I don't know. Like, that's kind of weird to me. Like, if a parent has their children do that, great. But if not, it doesn't make them bad people. And for somebody to almost demand it, it's weird. It's weird for someone to stop, and it's weird for a woman with no children to even comment and say, well, you woman with your 12 kids that literally some of them have fetal alcohol syndrome. I think that there may be some that's autistic. I'm not sure, but they should be putting together homeless bags. Like, what?
I hope that's what's going to happen.
What?
So she hopes that's what's going to happen. And let's go here. And that was what was happening. That is what happened. So Alicia took the bread and she put together like gift bags or something for the homeless shelter.
Endless loaves of bread being put to use by Alicia. Now here's the
Okay, so here's a TikTok that Alicia put up on her social media page that Radiant Britt is commenting on. And it says, making 200 sandwiches, because all that bread, she decided this is what she was going to do with it. That's why she bought all the bread. The bread that made, this is what I'm hearing. I don't know. If anybody has solid evidence that she did not donate this to a shelter, please let me know. I can only go by, and I'm not going to take, well, so-and-so said. I need to see some evidence, because I've been in the game long enough to know that YouTubers lie. I just can't. I've been in the game long enough to know. I mean, I've had YouTubers say that I'm not paying my car note and it's about to get repossessed, and have followers wholeheartedly believing that I'm not paying my bills and my car's about to be repossessed. I've had YouTubers say that I was a drug addict and I was on cocaine, you know, because literally people like to say things, okay? So maybe she didn't, and if I was to find out that she just made a bunch of sandwiches for no good reason, for content or whatever, I would absolutely say that's BS. That is BS. But, and here's the thing too, is I've had people, you know, that I've met through the internet, and they get mad when I just don't take them for their word. Like, well, this happened. And I'm like, dang, really? Where? Well, you don't believe me? And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I believe you as much as I can, being someone on the internet that's been lied to so much and been stabbed in the back so much. If you're saying that it happened, can you point me in the right direction? I'll go look for it for myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to watch Alicia's videos, and more than likely, I will absolutely find something that I don't agree with, because nobody agrees with it. I mean, I don't agree with my husband over things. You know what I'm saying? But okay. Where is? I'm not gonna stop. I mean, I'm gonna comment on this video because this is BS. That she demanded that this woman use the bread to donate to the homeless, and then when the woman said, "Hey, I'm making this to donate to the homeless," she nitpicked that she put the bread on her table. And let me tell you something. When you live in a family with a lot of kids, your tables are clean. Your tables are clean. Didn't she just get a sponsorship with Lysol? Didn't Alicia just get a sponsorship with Lysol? So more than likely, her tables are clean. But I mean, every time, and I don't want to be rude, but I have things to comment on about this, because a woman with no kids commenting about a woman that's literally had 11 miscarriages, started fostering kids, fosters kids that a lot of foster parents will not take in because, you know, their disciplinary issues due to having fetal alcohol syndrome. So they are the go-to family. Like CPS, when they need a family to take in, her house is dirty. Well, let me tell you something. Don't come to mine at times. I don't know. I mean, if I seen a house just like terribly dirty, then, you know, maybe I'd be like, okay, yeah, the house is kind of dirty. But when I have 6 kids, and we're nonstop most of the time. And sometimes it's the weekend before we can really clean our house. Like really clean it. You know, her house is lived in. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, maybe she's an alcoholic. I don't know. I mean, I do know somebody that I feel like probably has an issue with alcohol, and she is a YouTuber, and she drinks on YouTube like constantly. And I feel like, wow, if you are on YouTube and you can't go without, like, you're always drinking on YouTube. Like, I see her drinking coffee, but if I see her like down in vodka, everybody has a right to drink. I don't know where the company is claiming she threw it away. I don't know. Now, maybe what happened is, so Alicia made these sandwiches. She was sent the meat and cheeses from this company, right? There may have been a misunderstanding because somebody reached out to the company, which was, in my opinion, just, I don't agree with doing that, because that's real life. And I just feel like that's weird to contact someone's sponsor or a company that's like helping. I don't know. It's been done to me and I don't like it, you know? So they reached out to this company like, why did you send the meat and cheeses to such and such? And they said, well, we sent them, you know, because we wanted to donate those to a homeless shelter. Well, why didn't they just send it to the homeless shelter? What was the name of the cheese company? Why did they not just look up the shelter and contact them, give them a call and say, hey, we want to do something. We want to help out. So we're going to send meat and cheeses to you guys to help feed the people in your shelter. More than likely, they sent it to her to get a little bit of publicity. Maybe it wasn't like an actual sponsor deal. I don't know. Did the company contact her because people contacted them and told her not to distribute it? I don't really know what happened other than Alicia thanked the company for donating the meat and cheese. And then someone emailed the company and said, like, why did you do that? And don't you know about like precautions that, what is it called? Like sanitation precautions. I don't even remember what it said. Like with shelters, some shelters won't take food that's already made. They have like restrictions and blah, 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 blah. You know, why? And they said, well, we just wanted to donate to, you know, a homeless shelter. And we sent the meats and cheese to Alicia with the intent of it getting to the homeless shelter without it being opened. It was not supposed to be opened. She called the company herself because Alicia wanted to be in the spotlight. Or maybe she wanted to do something good. You never know somebody's intention. Like, you just don't. Like, maybe that was her intention, but I don't know. She took the time out of her day to make 200 sandwiches. And let me tell you, making sandwiches. I mean, that's time away from something she could be doing that she wants to do. I don't know. But when you make 200 sandwiches, it's going to take a little bit of time. You know, so regardless of what her intentions may have been, if she fed 200 homeless people, then props to her. Even if she did it with bad intentions, which 200 homeless people still got to eat when maybe they wouldn't have gotten to eat, a good sandwich. I don't know. So if it didn't end up there, I would love to know. If somebody has proof that it didn't, I would love to see it. I don't know.
The thing. She's making 200 sandwiches for her 1 million subscriber celebration on YouTube. Thank you, Deedson Watson, for donating all the meats and cheeses.
Okay, so yeah, that was in like down here where she saw that. It said,
YouTube. Thank you, Deedson Watson, for donating all the meats and cheeses.
Ew. But what's ew about it? What's ew about it? Did somebody donate it to help her feed the homeless?
I have been really hoping that she was going to do the right thing after I saw that Costco haul.
But I thought she did. I don't know.
I said, let me give the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully this is going back to people that are unhoused this holiday season, where she is showing, first of all, putting all of this bread on just a table.
That's what people eat off of. And a lot of times kids will bring their chips and dump them out on your table. So when you have kids, guess what? You keep a clean table, because your kids will open up gummies and dump them out on the table. They will open up chips and just kind of dump them out on the table. Because guess what? The paper plates are too high for them to get to. So if they want a snack, just run to the pantry and they'll get us. Mama, can I have it? Yeah, go get it, baby. And they'll just dump it on the pantry, on the table, and eat it. Kids with parents, guess what? When they eat at the table, they get up and they clean their table. So it's not like, why would you think I don't know. I would imagine, especially if you're preparing a meal, could Alicia have put down some plastic? Absolutely. I would have, more than likely. I would, maybe I would have. I'm assuming that I probably would have. But it didn't look like the table was dirty when she started.
Bag lunches and giving it to charity. Did Britt give her props? Let's see.
Endless loaves of bread being put to use by Alicia.
It looks like the table was clean. She's got the bags of bread down there, but it looks like the table is clean, right?
Now here's the thing. She's making 200 sandwiches for her 1 million subscriber celebration on YouTube. Thank you, Deedson Watson, for donating all the meats and cheeses.
That is, I don't understand. Definitely should have worn gloves. I do agree. She definitely should have worn gloves. I definitely think she made a mistake of not wearing gloves. Ew.
I have been really hoping that she was going to do the right thing after I saw that Costco haul. And I said,
But to me, that is the right thing. If that's where they went, I'm only going based off if the food really went to the homeless shelter. Because guess what? Where I live, I see people, I've seen homeless people, go and get a half-eaten sandwich out of the trash. You think they care if a hand touched it, a clean hand? Because she probably washed her hands. Most parents know, wash your hands before you cook. Wash your hands before you prepare a meal. I think it's instilled in most parents, right? For sure, most parents. So I would think that she probably washed her hands and her table was clean. But literally, I have you guys ever watched the shows about the homeless people, where people that smoke, they will talk about how they walk around the town and pick up cigarette butts and empty them and empty them and empty them. Or they'll either smoke the cigarette butts or they'll try to get enough where they can make a whole cigarette. People that are legit homeless, they haven't had a bath in a while. They've been wearing the same clothes for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They're smokers are literally smoking cigarettes off of and yeah, I know I'm a different mom than some people. She might not be the same type of mom that I am, but we wash hands a lot. Our tables are clean. Yeah, I've bought fast food and given the homeless whatever I had left. It really is the thought that counts. Right, like I said, homeless people will literally dig a Happy Eating sandwich out of the trash. So for them to get a sandwich that is a whole sandwich, fully made, wrapped up in a bag, they're probably like, oh my God, this is great. I don't know. That's how I would feel. Now, if I could see any evidence that she didn't donate this, I'll have a whole other opinion.
Give the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully this is going back to people that are unhoused this holiday season, where she is showing, first of all, putting all of this bread on just a table. We don't, let's just give the benefit of the doubt and say that.
I definitely believe the homeless people still deserve to eat a clean meal. I absolutely agree with that. And I think her meal was clean because I think her table was probably clean. I think she should have wore gloves. But I don't think these people was looking at the sandwich wondering, the person that prepared this, did they have gloves on? They were probably just excited to eat a sandwich,
She sanitized this table. This table should have been covered with some kind of plastic wrap or saran wrap or something in order for this porous surface, which is wood, to not come in contact with this bread that could be going to people outside of the Dougherty home. She's not wearing gloves.
All this bread that could be going to the people outside of the Dougherty home, it didn't go to the people inside the Dougherty home. It went to homeless people. It went to homeless. Who better to give the bread to than the homeless people, if that's where it went? And that's what people are saying that it went, right? So, some people are saying that it didn't make it there. So, but I would love to see some proof of that before I just say that that's not what happened. I don't know. Maybe Alicia has her food handler's permit. Maybe she has a history of working with donut. I don't know. That's the thing, is like, we don't always know all the information.
Gloves.
She should have put something down. I can agree with that. I can agree. Like, if it would have been me, well, my tables are clean, so I maybe would have put. I've made sandwiches for parties, and normally I get a platter. Like, normally I'll get like a big serving platter, and I'll make like ham and cheese sandwiches or tuna fish sandwiches. And I can admit, I don't wear gloves, but these are going to family functions. This is not going to a homeless shelter. It's going to family functions. So
now, y'all don't have to be the smartest people on the planet to know that when you're preparing food for others, sanitize, wash your hands.
But how do we know that she didn't? That's the thing, is like, we don't know if she sanitized. We don't know if she washed her hands. So we're just kind of guessing that maybe she didn't.
Wash your hands.
Number one, and I am not a food inspector.
Number one, who knows if the table was properly sanitized? Number two, it doesn't have a cover on it, so there's no protecting this food that is going to be ingested from the germs and who knows what else that might be on this table. That she's not wearing
It looks clean to me. I don't know.
hair nets. She's not wearing an apron or anything to keep her clothing from.
Now, I may be done with this one, but I always thought an apron was to keep your clothes clean. Am I wrong with that? My biggest issue with this family is the exploitation of the foster adopted kids on YouTube, and also the release of private medical information, diagnosis of her kids' information. That I can agree with, because like I said, I don't put my kids on YouTube. I'm very so I do wonder if when she made that first TikTok, not really knowing, because I didn't know that the world was like that. Like, I didn't know there was this whole side of the internet that was against people putting their kids on YouTube. Because when I first started, I did. Like, my son would come and sit with me while I did a live stream. I even think I did a live stream like Mommy and Eli or something. I don't know. So I didn't understand that, like, people were against it. Once I got more into YouTube and how people were in the world of the internet, then I was like, I don't want to subject my kids to that. I don't want to do that. Now, from my understanding, she went viral on a TikTok showing off what she makes for her big family. More than likely, and this is just an assumption, people was like, oh my God, you got that many kids, that's so cool, and become interested in it. The same way, like Johnny K plus 8, people was interested in their family. Like, when you got a bunch of kids, people are interested in that. How do you do what you do? How do you keep up with all the kids? So more than likely, people was interested. And she got this one side of people that was like, I would love to see a day in the life. Like I said, I still get asked to do a day in the life. Like, Elle, can you do a day in the life? We want to see how you handle 6 kids, And I don't, because I try to shield my kids away from the internet, because people are mean. But she might not have gotten that. Like, she might not have, it might not have registered to her. Like, but I have always thought that foster kids were not supposed to be put on the internet. So I don't know if that's like some sort of rule that she's breaking. Maybe she's got permission. I don't know. But I don't put my kids on the internet. I don't know. The reason why she started sharing things about the kids is because she wanted to normalize adopting kids with special. Oh, okay. So the reason is this something that she's said, that's why she does it? That she wanted to kind of bring it awareness to that?
Brushing up against this bread that is on the edge of this dining room table.
What in the world is wrong with you? What in the world is wrong with you?
Bread being put on the table. What is wrong with us? Bread. Have you guys never made a sandwich on the countertop? Anybody that's ever made a sandwich on the countertop for someone else, for your husband, for your child, like what? Like, no, that's pretty normal mostly. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you're giving it to the homeless, I agree. She should have wore gloves. She should have wore a hairnet. Now, I don't think an apron is to keep your clothes from brushing up against the food. I think it's to keep the mayonnaise from getting splattered on your shirt. But I can agree that she should have wore a hairnet. She should wear her gloves. More than likely, the table was clean. She probably washed her hands. But it's what? Like what? What does she say here?
Up against this bread that is on the edge of this dining room table.
What in the world is wrong with you? What in the world is wrong with you?
I can say most of the time I use a plate, but like sometimes when I make bagels, because guess what? I know that my stuff is clean though. Like I'll go to the kitchen, grab the bagels, put them on the countertop, and go and get my paper plate out of the thing. You know, I'll get bread out, lay it on the countertop, go get my paper plate and sit it up, and then put the bread on there. I don't know, but my stuff is clean.
The lovely ingredients that she used on these sandwiches. She is using mayo.
I mean, I normally use a plate as well, but I'm not going to say that every single time. I'm not going to say that I've never put bread on a countertop while going to get my plate. You know, I mean, what did she just say again? I forgot.
What in the world is wrong with you? What in the world is wrong with you?
The lovely ingredients that she...
Oh, yeah, mayo. What's the problem with mayo? I don't know what the problem with mayo is, but okay.
What was in
Does mayo cause cancer or something and I don't know about it?
them? This is just so ridiculous. These people are homeless. They're hungry. They are just happy to get food. This is outrageous.
When it comes to this situation, we're again going back to, oh, we're going to do something nice for people, but it's also part of a brand deal, part of a sponsorship where I'm making money. So literally all that Alicia did was buy the bread, which is a tax write-off because it was part of her vlog from...
Who knows if she's going to put it on a tax write-off? Maybe she does, maybe she does. Anything to take away the fact that she fed some homeless people. I'm like, holy crap, are we literally going through every, like, what is the problem here? Like, what? Like, oh, it's a tax write-off, so she doesn't get the credit for feeding the homeless. Like, are we going to take credit away from her because she could potentially use the bread as a tax write-off? She should use the bread as a tax write-off. She bought it, right? Like, right? I mean, I have all kind of things that I'm using as a tax write-off. My makeup that I buy, guess what? It's $5, but I keep my receipt. Because guess what? Like, we, as a YouTuber, we have to pay taxes quarterly. But I still hold on to as much clothes that I get, that I really stream in mostly. If I buy a new shirt and I'm like, that's for streaming, tax write-off, baby. Who cares? To me, that was mind-blowing. Like, can somebody tell me the problem with that? I mean, I've had people that when they learn that I have an autistic son, they email me and they're like, Elle, my child was just diagnosed with autism. Like, can you give me tips? And I'm like, yeah, sure. You know? I mean, so for some people, that it may, I mean, she's got 1 million subscribers, so.
Costco. The mayo, that was definitely bought in a vlog as well, right off. And she was sent meats and cheeses from Dietz & Watson. Alicia has done nothing but make money for herself while being a fake savior.
She put money into buying it. I mean, she put money into buying it. She, you know, took the time out of her day to make it while she's got 12 kids. I mean, I have 6 kids. And between working and taking care of their needs, I don't have time for nothing. I mean, if somebody asked me, can you make, 200 sandwiches? I'd be like, can I get Sean to do it? So, we can tag team this situation. Like, I can agree. Like, sharing a child's medical information, not a good look. And it's probably not very smart. I don't agree with that. I've said my kids' names on here, but I don't say their last names. And a lot of stuff that I said, like, she probably didn't do it with bad intention because I overshared way too much in the beginning. I went by my real name. I had my kids on here at first, just not understanding like the bad side of it. I really didn't get it. I really didn't. Literally, I think I privated the video a while back. Of literally like one night me doing a live stream and my son doing the live stream with me. Like we were like doing like a Q&A, and he was like literally like 7 at the time. And I did a lot of things just not aware that because where I'm from, I didn't know it. Like I didn't understand that. I mean, I grew up. I watched John and Kate plus 8. I watched kids being on TV. I didn't know that the YouTube and I mean, heck, I watched YouTube with a bunch of kids on them. I mean, Ryan's World, JoJo Siwa, most of the YouTube that we watched was like kids, so I didn't know that like someone showing their kids on YouTube was looked at negatively by some people. Like I shared their names. I talked about a lot of bullying that my daughter dealt with at school that it has been used against me. Like I did one video where I talked about my son who was autistic and somebody took that information and ran with it, and it was just like, oh my God. And that's what made me see that sharing about my children is probably not okay because you do have these bad people that take things and twist things, so, you do have to be careful.
She is not the savior that some of y'all think she is, and I get so irate over it.
And this is another thing that I don't like is when someone labels you. Like when I lost some odds a while back, it was like, she's not the sweet Southern girl that you guys think that she is. She's not, what did they call me, Cece? What did they say that I was? Oh. She's not this perfect little sweet Southern girl. And I'm like, I never said that I was perfect. I am Southern, can't deny it, the accent. But I've never said that I was perfect, ever. So has Alicia ever said that she was a savior? Does Alicia proclaim to be anybody's savior? Because if that's something that maybe her followers have put on her, that's above her control. Because that was something that was put on me earlier in my YouTube career. A lot of people was like, oh, you're so nice. You're the sweetest person. You're so nice. You're so nice. And then when I had problems with people and I did have to come out of character and be like, blah, 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 blah. They're like, you're not nice like everybody says. And I was like, no, I am. But you push anybody to a certain point, and guess what? They're not going to be nice anymore. Yeah, she pretends to be a nice and perfect Southern belle. Like, first off, I'm Southern. No denying it. Born and raised in the boot, okay? But am I always nice? No, and nobody is.
And that's why I talk about her all the damn time. She creates the problems for people to be upset about and make
I don't know, like feeding the homeless is nothing that you should be upset about, in my opinion. Buying sweatsuits, I haven't heard anything really of like for her to really be like outraged about at this point. If she tells me something that I'm like, oh yeah, that's terrible, I would say that. Hello?
Content about. It is infuriating. I hate fake save.
Like really infuriating though? Like not really. I mean, disagree with it, okay. But infuriating? I'm on a live stream. I'll be done in a little bit. All right, love you too. Bye. Like really infuriating though? Like be infuriating over something like that matters. Like if she was to get on here and say she outed her children's medical conditions, then I'd be like, yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think she should have. You know what I'm saying? But she's literally talking about their damn buying too many sweatsuits and too much socks. And it's like, what? That's not normal.
Saviors. I don't like liars. I don't like fake saviors. I don't appreciate when people manipulate others for feelings and
when people manipulate others for feelings. But it's like when you only share one side of somebody's life and it's all the bad. Like it's all, let me share with you guys all the bad of this woman. are you not manipulating people's feelings as well for clicks and views? Because I know when she did that thing with T-Spiracy, the way that she told T-Spiracy, like talked about T-Spiracy and the Gabby Petito situation, it was not true. It was not true at all. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. Yeah, being infuriated over people being homeless. I mean, come on. Hey.
And monetary gain. I think it's all just disgusting.
That's hilarious.
I agree. I mean, like, is that not what she's doing? I don't know. Like, to me, it seems like it. I don't know.
Alicia's kitchen is not super clean.
Now, can somebody tell me what the deal is with this? I look inside my daily life with 10 kids and something. Daily life with 10 kids and something. So this is like their water jugs. And they got their names on them.
So there she showed some water bottles with all of the kids' names on them. Where are those water bottles? Why are we buying plastic water bottles still when your kids could still be using water bottles that have their names on it? And
What is the deal with the plastic water bottles? Can someone tell me what she's talking about and why she's outraged that Alicia has plastic water bottles for her kids? Can somebody tell me that?
utilize a water filter.
We buy bottled water. Who cares?
I know the bottled water works a lot of your all's nerves. It does.
Our kids, ever since COVID and the kids went back to school, they are not allowed to use the water fountains. So right when school went back, you know, they told us send water bottles with your kid's name on them with water in them. So we do. So now we literally buy tons of water in plastic bottles. And we send them with water every day, and we drink water out of the water bottles. She buys a ton of cases of water. Okay, we kind of do too. That's what I was wondering. Like, what? I was kind of confused here.
Where's the water bottles at, bitch?
Does me as well. Color code the damn cups. Get them new cups. Tell them that if they lose their cup, then they can get one replacement and then that's it.
Okay, come on, y'all. Parents, tell me y'all's thoughts. Tell your kids, first off, these kids are not like neurotypical kids, right? Tell kids that, you know, are foster kids that have been through a lot. Some of them, I think all the foster kids have fetal alcohol syndrome. All these kids, you tell these kids, if you lose your cup, you get one replacement cup, and that is it. Okay, well, what are you really going to do when they lose their cup, though? Because the kid got to have water. They got to go to school with water. You're not going to go out and buy them another cup? Because then if you tell them, if you lose your cup, and that's it, one replacement, that's it, and they lose both of the bottles, you have to get them another cup. And then you're going to look like you're not sticking by your word. So, come on. I mean, I went through so many damn water bottles, you know, for my kids. I mean, my son, Caden, and my son, Bobby, were terrible at forgetting their water bottles at school. 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 And guess what? I would buy them more. Of course, Sean would gripe at them and be like, we're going to stop buying y'all water bottles. But they knew he had to. They had to have them. You know, they had to have them. Yeah, I mean, these are not neurotypical kids. Like, they're going to lose them. I mean, these are not, what's the ages of some of these kids? Let's see. This is, okay, Mom of 12 open up about adopting kids with fetal alcohol spectrum. Alicia Dougherty went viral on TikTok after posting a time-lapse video of her next-level meal prepping skills for her family of 10 children. But there's so much more to Alicia and her family, or the Dougherty dozen, as they are known on social media since they first went viral. And they've added 2 more children. All the 6 Dougherty adopted children have fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, a group of conditions that occur when alcohol passes from the mother to her baby through the umbilical cord. FASD can result in a mix of physical, behavioral, and educational issues. These kids tend to have very poor executive functioning skills, Alicia says. Ours have explosive rage, anger issues, and trouble with transitioning. There are many, many meltdowns. Alicia noted that their 16-year-old son, Alexander, is not a typical teenager which is common for people affected by FASD. Socially and emotionally, they're just not at the same age as they are chronologically, so they don't understand the social cues for their peers. They began fostering in 2010 after experiencing infertility and 11 miscarriages. The first child who came to the home with them was Alexander. She recalled how the little boy flew into a rage and threw a rug down the stairs at her. We were like, what did we get ourselves into? But we refused to give up. So we dove headfirst into researching and reading about fetal alcohol syndrome and trying to figure out how to best meet his needs. And little by little, he began to trust us. The couple soon became the go-to foster home for kids with fetal alcohol syndrome. People quickly realized that tantrums didn't faze us, so the phone kept ringing. Alicia and Josh, a teacher, went on to adopt Alex, James, Patrick, Bree, twins, Jordan and Jason. They also share 4 biological children, Zoe, Dashel, and how do you say his name? Bodie? Yeah, and Harley, 3. In case you're wondering, that equals 5 loads of laundry per day and $1,000 weekly grocery bill. Alicia said James has been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay, so you got one kid with post-traumatic stress disorder, double the score of war veteran, but it's nothing Alicia can't handle. She credits her patience to growing up with a brother who was bipolar. I'm used to being around crying and big emotions. It's kind of normal. It doesn't really bother me. As for Josh, he's determined to be a father figure that he never had. Josh was raised by a single mom who worked 3 jobs. So Josh loves having a big family. The family just got bigger last week. The Doughertys took in 2 more kids, 12 and 13. I think we're done, Alicia said with a laugh. I think 12 is my cap. I don't know. Yeah, people say that she's hurting the kids, but then they call them spoiled and brats and do you care if she's spoiling them? If you're calling them spoiled and brats, how much do you care about the kid if you're calling them names? I don't know. I mean, if somebody pretended to care about my kids to say that I'm spoiling them, and then calls them brats, I'm gonna be like, but do you really? But do you really care? I don't know. Yeah, that article was from April of this year, I think. I think that's what it was from. Yeah, April 27th of 2022. Well, last year. So I found 2 articles, and both of them were good articles. I don't know. I'm going to continue to look, but so far I don't see anything.
No one has a septic issue, and you're spending so much money on going to a laundromat and buying bottled water and buying single.
So far, I haven't seen her feed them junk food, so I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna watch and see, but I have went over several of her videos where she's feeding them really good breakfast. She's feeding them really good breakfast, where she's making bagels, she's making eggs, she's making bacon, she's oranges. So I'm not gonna say that my kids always get the healthiest meal. I have a daughter that's got several food allergies, and it can be really difficult to constantly stay within that short range of what she can have. And she's a toddler. So there's times where she's like, can I have that? And I'm like, just a little. You know what I'm saying? So no parent is perfect.
Use utensils and all this kind of stuff. Why not just fix the septic issue instead of spending thousands and thousands of dollars on all of this other nonsense? Why not just invest it into your...
Normally you don't spend thousands of dollars on paper utensils at one time. So I don't know.
Home and fix the issue so that you can actually use water at home. Why not put a filter on your tap so that the kids can have water that way? They get a reusable water bottle with her name on it, and that gets rid of the bottled water issue, or at least it will cut down on it.
What's wrong with bottled water, though? I don't understand.
I know some people keep bottled water around their house for emergencies, or,
we keep bottled water on hand because where we're from, first off, our tap water tastes disgusting. Half the time you have to boil it. There's always boil bans. So we keep bottle, and because we have to send our kids to school with bottled water, is it because of plastic? Is that what she's like? What's the problem with bottled water? I don't know.
Once in a while it'll get used, but we're talking about literally 14 people going through bottles and bottles and
Oh my god, I'm so bored, you guys. Oh, it is hard getting through this video.
No one spends $4,000 of food. Yeah, I don't know how much she spends. I think she said their food bill was like $1,000 a week. I think that's what she said. Is their food bill was about $1,000, and I can definitely believe that. Absolutely, for sure, I can believe that it's that. We don't know what her situation is. I don't know what her situation is, so I don't know if her kids have food allergies. I don't know if she has a child with some sort of food condition where they are very, very picky eaters. Like, I don't know what it is. But I can say I scrolled through like several of her videos even while ago. We went through like 2 or 3 of them, and the food that she was preparing seemed great. So I'm gonna have to go through more to really get an idea, but it seemed fine to me. 13.
it just seems like a small step where she could say, I really care about our environment, so I'm going to cut down on the single-use plastic that I'm using. I will tell you guys, reusable Ziploc bags are amazing. You can throw them in the dishwasher, you can microwave all.
Is it because the plastic? Because I'm just saying, some people don't think about the plastic. It's not a concern of theirs. And she, when I was going through some of her videos, I noticed that she's like Starbucks paper cup, Starbucks plastic cup, I don't know. Who doesn't eat processed foods?
She's constantly buying these little cups to give the kids their medications in.
Hey, listen, when you have 12 kids, that probably the majority of them are on medications, it's nice to get the cups out, put all the medications in a cup where they're not gonna fly off the counter if you're just putting them on the countertop, and she might not have a clean countertop, right? So, you know how much work it would be to wash 12 to 24 reusable plastic bags and let them air dry? Exactly. So, right, and I can agree with that. Exactly. So I would feel like this is a good idea. If you're giving kids medicine every morning or every night and it's multiple kids, this is what they do at hospitals, and not hospitals, but prisons. And a lot of mental health clinics, they bring you your medicines in like a little cup,
Gotta get more Dixie cups for the kids' vitamins and medicines.
To me, again, this is just another thing that she's very wasteful with. Why don't you buy the little baby mason jars or really small Tupperware containers, and you can...
Who cares? We do go through, Sean, he's weird about processed foods, but I'm not going to say we don't eat processed foods. We do, but we try to be conscious at times, hospitals used to use those little cups. Like mental health clinics, they use them. Prisons use them. Okay, give a kid that has fetal alcohol syndrome that experiences rage every morning, give them a mason jar with their medicine in it and get them on a good fit and have them throw it one good time. Then you're going to be like, nope, back to the paper cups. You know what I'm saying?
Write their name or have some kind of label on them, instead of having all of this plastic and all of this single-use stuff that she runs.
Y'all that watch Britt, I don't know. Like I said, I went through some of her videos just scamming through, and I kept noticing Starbucks cups. A couple plastic, a couple paper. So how many Starbucks cups are you going through a day? It doesn't matter, though. Go through as many Starbucks cups as you want to go through, girl, and let her go through as many damn paper cups as she want to go through. Who cares? Who cares?
Through all of the time, Ziploc bags and paper plates, paper cups, paper forks, plastic forks and utensils.
Yep, because guess what? Washing is a mofo when you're washing behind a bunch of kids. That helps. Guess what? It helps to cut down on your time washing dishes, so then you can spend more time with your kids, or you can spend more time cleaning the house, or you can spend more time working. Like, so yeah, it makes it easier. She don't have to spend so much time washing. What?
Plastic cups. It's just a lot of waste.
It seems like Britt decided this day to play the role of Captain Save-A-Ho.
It's just a lot of waste. So I just feel like nitpicking about someone's waste. Like, if you gotta nitpick about a family, a mother with 12 kids using plastic utensils, then you're the bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just looking at this point. You're just looking. If you gotta complain about a woman buying, like, complain about the things that make sense. Well, to me, a weird shopping addiction would be buying things that she has no use for. You know, she has a use for these cups. She's putting her kids' medication in them. And I can tell you, like, I have a couple of children that, well, first off, all my kids take vitamins. And I have, you know, two others that take, well, actually, I have three others that take medication. I have a son who has really bad acid reflux. So in the morning, if he does not take, like, a Pepsid or whatever it is, he will get so sick to his stomach in the mornings. So if they were little kids and they had, like, issues with rage or something like that, I mean, my 15-year-old, like, I'll be in the kitchen and he'll come in there and I'll just give him his medicine. And, you know, like, I just kind of hand them out. But if I had smaller kids that could show, I would do the paper cups as well. It makes sense. Like, if she was telling us that she was buying things that just doesn't make sense, then I would be like, maybe she does have a shopping addiction. But still, it doesn't matter to me if she does or not. As long as them kids, I mean, they're going to piano lessons, they're getting fed good. Who cares? Who cares? Yeah, kids in class, cups are not, you don't want to do that.
Oh, she's out here saving all the trees one by one.
And a lot of people have taken notice, and it might be simple for her, but let's talk about this woman who makes over $40,000 a month, spends a lot of money on unnecessary junk. And I'm not.
But you know what? Okay, do we ever see Alicia go buy makeup? Does she ever go buy makeup? Do we ever see her go buy a bunch of clothes for herself? Or is what she blowing money on stuff about her kids? Because, I mean, when I used to watch Britt, she used to do, like, these hauls. Tati Westbrook, makeup hauls, you know, clothing hauls. Like, all kind of creators take their YouTube check and they go buy all kind of clothes to do hauls, you know. What? Like, what? You know, half these things she buys gets thrown out because there's no possible way for them to actually be able to go through all of them before they go bad. I don't know. Let me tell you something. I come from a family. I have 6 children, and nothing goes bad in my house. Like, what would you think would go bad? Because I could kind of tell you, just from a family of 6, if it's probably going to go bad. If it's going to be eaten or used before. You would be shocked. I mean, we have 8 people in our family, and literally, there's not, like, we go shopping once a week. We go shopping once a week. And when we go, we are completely out of everything that we already bought, you know? So, and that's with 6 kids. Nothing's getting wasted in this house. And so people just don't understand, though, if they don't have that amount of kids. And I have half the amount that she has. I don't buy the amount of food that she buys, but I do buy a lot. I buy probably $300 to $400 a week in groceries, minimum. You know, I mean, so I'm buying about, I mean, I think she says she spends $1,000. So I'm spending almost, but she has 12 kids and 2 more adults. And I have 6 kids and 2 adults. And to be fair, so I go grocery shopping, or me or my husband goes grocery shopping like every week. But almost every other day we're having to run to the store for something. Batteries. This kid needs a new notebook. There's a fundraiser going on for the school and I got to donate XYZ. I mean, literally, you know, Sean used to complain about it. He's like, I feel like we're always going to the dollar store or Walmart. And while we only grocery shop once a week, I feel like we always have to go get something, batteries. We didn't notice that we were out of laundry detergent when we went grocery shopping because that's not something that you get every time you go, and that 1,000 may be wrong. I don't know. But I just don't think people have a clear understanding of how expensive it is. If she's spending $4,000 or $5,000 a week on groceries, then I might say, oh yeah, that is a lot. That's a lot. I don't know. But it looks like she cooks like breakfast, lunch, and dinner and sends her kids like meals. So she probably does go through like a lot. She makes like these charcuterie boards every day almost, it seems like. She's making them like bacon and eggs and cheese for breakfast and sending them. She also sends them lunches to school. So I feel like they probably go through a lot because my kids eat at school. My kids eat breakfast and lunch at school. Sometimes I will fix them breakfast at home. Not every morning, but some mornings I will make them breakfast ahead of time. But it got to a point to where they wasn't really eating it. So I was like, okay, if y'all don't want to eat the breakfast that I'm making before y'all go to school, then y'all can eat at school if y'all want to. But my kids literally normally eat breakfast and lunch at school. So that's something I don't even have to pay for. And we're still buying that much. She is sending her kids lunch to school. That would literally be $30,000, $31,000 a month just on groceries. But even if it was excessive, it doesn't seem like they're going broke. The kids are in piano. They're doing activities. But if it's excessive, okay, it's excessive.
You guys, like, this is so ridiculous.
I'm not gonna attack someone for spending a little too much money on groceries. I don't know. I might be like, oh, that's excessive. Surely it doesn't take that much, but I'm not gonna make it out like she's some terrible person because of it. Like,
This is commentary.
More bottled water. I guarantee that if you would put some rules in place, these kids would learn to respect the rules, and in turn, they would also end up respecting Alicia. But she's too lazy for that. She wants to claim it.
She don't look lazy to me. I'm just saying. Like seeing this woman on her videos, like clean, like a day in the life, and she's like, boop, 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 boop. I'm like, oh, she's doing the dang thing. Okay. And I don't know about her kids. I don't know if they're rude. I don't know.
In this video that she wakes up at 4 a.m., allegedly, in my opinion, I don't think she ever woke up at 4 a.m.
Let me tell you something that I can say. When you have 12 kids with medical issues, yeah, you're getting up at 4 a.m. You're getting up at 4 a.m. My daughter and my son, who's ADHD, wakes us up every morning by like 6 or 7 a.m. Like 6 or 7 a.m. And my daughter, like I said, she's got the stomach issues. She literally will like wake us up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. So, and to do what she does to prepare like breakfast before the kids go to school, for them to eat, for her to prepare their lunches, and they leave at like 7:30, she's got to get up at some point.
We went through that whole thing over the summer with the clock gate and, Josh announcing the time, and that wasn't the time we've been through that before.
The fact that there even is something called clock gate, it says it all.
We got a clock in my bathroom that's been broke, and it's been in my bathroom for like 3 years, I swear. It always says 5:30. So if I was ever doing a video in my bathroom and I'm like, oh, it's 4:30 in the morning and y'all saw the clock behind me, it would say 5:30. So we might have an instance like clock gate. I don't know.
But this is something that a lot of family vloggers do it's almost like an indirect way to make themselves look better, look like Supermom, I'm Superwoman, I'm Superman, and I'm doing...
No, but when your followers are saying, do a day in the life of, do it, we love to see you doing a day in the life of, we love to see you doing a day in the life of, and you really get up at 4, I don't think no mom is claiming they get up at 5:30 and they're lying. Yeah, the clock said it was 5:30, but Josh said it was 9 a.m. Alicia said it was 5:30. And who knows? Josh could have been picking, or maybe it was not. I don't know. Who knows what happened? Or maybe she woke up at 5:30, fed the kids, got the kids off to school, and went back to bed. And then got up and was like, So I got up at 5:30 this morning. He's like, but it's not. I don't know. Maybe she lied. I don't know. But I guarantee you, I don't know one parent with, several kids that gets to sleep till 9. Our kids never let us sleep till 9. Ever. I have a joke that I haven't slept since 2005 because that's when I had my first child. I had my first child March of 2005. And like, if you guys was on when I had my best friend on, she like said the joke because it's like I say it because it's like so common.
All of these things and waking up at the ass crack of dawn for my kids.
Have kids ready at Britt. Have 4, 5, 6, and see if you wake up at the butt crack of dawn. You're going to, more than likely. You may go back to bed, and nothing is wrong with that.
It's not a competition.
No, it's not. It's not a competition.
I'd rather have a parent that wakes up at 7 or 8 a.m. who doesn't exploit their children and overshare their information, leaving her kids sleeping with the flash on. Bare minimum.
Now she's going to talk about kids, her, like, I guess people in their room with a flash on. Let me tell you, my kids, you can beat pans in front of their face. Some of them, and they're not going to wake up. Britt has no kids. Our kids will fall asleep in the living room, and we'll go put them in their bed. They don't wake up. Like, I mean, we live in the city for our little bitty town, and there's a train track right here that our kids sleep through all the time. Like,
if you're gonna film me,
it's literally 2:30, you guys. Almost. I gotta get through this.
Your kid's sleeping. Can you cut the damn flash off? I mean, you're literally like right up in their face.
A parent knows their kids too. Like a parent knows if their kids like sleep hard or if they don't sleep hard. If a little light going through the room is gonna bother them.
With your damn camera flash on, how annoying. How annoying is that for a child who's literally trying to sleep? Like, what are you doing?
Did they wake up? Did the kids wake up? No? Okay.
A day in the life as a mom to 10 kids. My day starts at 5 a.m. to make 10 breakfasts and 10 lunches. Then I get 3 kids out the door and on the bus for their summer program, while I drop 2 other kids off to their summer program. We take the dog for a walk and go to the park. Then I have to go to work for a little bit, but the kids didn't seem to mind getting dragged along. After this morning, I needed some more coffee. Then it's home for snack and outside play while I take care of the chickens. Josh took games to football while I took Zoe to soccer games.
So the kids are playing soccer, like football, blah, 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 blah.
Then we all meet at home for dinner and some chill out time. After a day like today, it's time for bed. I get asked all the time, how do I do it all? Well, it's all thanks to coffee, kisses, and a good night's sleep on my LifeWave pillow.
So she was most likely sponsored by that pillow company that she showed there in the very end.
Who cares? Who cares if she was sponsored? These are things that people are asking her. How do you do it? How do you do a day in the life of? So she just killed 2 birds with one stone. 2 birds with one stone. But here, Alicia Dougherty gave sponsor. Alicia Dougherty got greedy. Dougherty doesn't. Like, you're making content on her. Who cares? I don't know.
This is very...
Like I said, I may watch her and find out something and not care much about her. But the things that I'm commenting on now, I just think she's nitpicking.
very recycled content.
It's very recycled content. Okay. People literally probably ask her every single day, can you do another day in the life of? Can you do another day in the life of?
This is very recycled content.
Like, where's the entertainment value in this? Unless you're just someone who likes watching other people's kids, which if you are, please seek help.
But you're constantly talking about the kids, so it's kind of like...
Aside from that, I don't understand why people are so fascinated with family vloggers.
People are, though. People are. People are constantly asking me to do a day in the life of. They just are. Does it make them crazy or weird? I don't know. Who cares? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I really don't understand it, and I'm not just being like a salty hater. I just think it's alarming when people get overly invested in other people's children.
Yeah, doesn't make sense. There's no way she's making lunches at 9 a.m. All the kids have to be on the bus before the end. Yeah.
And they feel comfortable.
Sean will be the one for me to be like, oh, I woke up at 5:30, and him be like, it's 10 o'clock. Sean does stuff like that to me. And I'm like, now people's going to think I'm a liar. It's like, I'm just joking. I don't know if her husband's one of those, but Sean's done stuff like that to me before.
Seeing clips of kids sleeping, and they're okay with that. Like me seeing a clip of a child sleeping, you're going to spend, let's just be fair and say $500 on shoes for them. But 5 minutes earlier, you bought really cheap jewelry. There are certain things in life, in my opinion, that are worth investing in. And I would rather...
Y'all listen to this. She says that she would rather spend her money on a good piece of jewelry and spend $5 on her kids' shoes.
Have a $5 pair of shoes and a chain that I actually paid for, and I know that it's good quality. When you're thinking about...
That shows you that she doesn't have the mom mind. that she does not, when she becomes a mom, then she will know that she's not going to spend, 70, 80 bucks on a decent necklace or $100 on a decent necklace and $5 on her kid's shoes. When you become a mom, you become less selfish than you were because you put your kids' needs first. And she literally just said she would rather invest her money in a nice necklace and spend $5 on shoes.
A chain that I actually paid for, and I know that it's good quality. When you're thinking about the wear and tear, that chain could be something that the child has for the rest of their life.
And from my understanding, she's saying that she would spend the decent money for a chain for the kid. She thinks a piece of jewelry you buy a kid will be a keepsake they'll have forever. No, I've never given my kid a piece of jewelry that they've kept forever. They lose it, they break it. I had to take it off from them and put it up. Like my daughter got a little bracelet for her baptism, put it up because they don't. She just says she doesn't like when people over obsess with other people's kids. Isn't that what she's doing? It kind of sounds like it. Now, a mom would buy the $5 piece of jewelry and $50 on a kid's shoes. Exactly. And that's what she's like calling her out for. Because Alicia spent like $500 on shoes, like between like all the kids, I think she said. She spent like $500 on the shoes for like all the kids. But earlier, she bought a cheap piece of jewelry for the kid. And it should have been the opposite, is what she said. Listen to this.
Shoes for them. But 5 minutes earlier, and they're okay with that. Like me seeing a clip of a child sleeping, you're going to spend, let's just be fair and say $500 on shoes for them.
For sure.
But 5 minutes earlier, you bought really cheap jewelry. There are certain things in life, in my opinion, that are worth investing in.
And that's because you're not a mom and you don't understand.
And I would rather have a $5 pair of shoes and a chain that I actually paid for, and I know that it's good quality. When you're thinking about the wear and tear, that chain could be something.
If you buy $5 shoes for your kid, they're going to last a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and then you're going to have to buy another pair of shoes. I spend a decent amount on shoes. I buy my kids school shoes in August, and I let them pick out their shoes, but I make sure they're decent shoes because I want them to last for sure until Christmas. Because every Christmas, I get my kids a new pair of shoes. Now, that's not to say that I don't buy them slides in between or Crocs in between, or like Caden has like workout shoes, and Caden has and teenagers, you want them to have more than one pair of shoes, like decent shoes, because so Caden, like at the beginning of the school year, he bought 2 pairs of shoes for school and some workout shoes. You know what I'm saying? And it was the shoes that he picked out, and they were decent quality. And both those shoes that he bought at the beginning of the year are still in good shape. So for Christmas, he wanted another pair of Crocs. So I got him another pair of Crocs because he doesn't really, he can wear Crocs to school too. But like all my other kids, their shoes that I spent 40, 50, 60 bucks on, they made it till Christmas. And now they get another pair of shoes that I spent 40, 50, 60 bucks on. Like the fact that she said that she should invest $5 pair of shoes. I'm sorry, but a $5 pair of shoes on a kid is not going to last long. You're going to be buying another pair of shoes in a week, darling. It's just because she doesn't have any experience. She bought one of the kids a $150 chain and 2 of the other ones $50 ones off Amazon. But she complains about spending too much money. So now she wants her. Here's the thing. If Alicia got on a video and said, oh, I bought the kids some $5 shoes, but I bought them a $150 watch. Was she not just complaining about her spending money? Doesn't a lot of the people that dislike Alicia complain about her spending money? But now she wants her to spend a lot of money on jewelry, but not the kids' shoes. What? Right, $5 shoes are impossible to find too, exactly. I mean, $5 shoes are impossible to find for kids, for sure. This is crazy that she would even say that.
Thing that the child has for the rest of their life. She has the money to do so why not go to a proper jewelry store and actually buy something that is going to be.
If she was to have done both, I feel like if she would have spent 50 to 80 bucks on the shoes plus a nice piece of jewelry, she would be complaining about that.
Keepsake for them for the rest of their life.
She literally complained that she bought too many pairs of socks and sweatsuits.
life. So I thought that was really funny, just like the comparison. You're so quick to say, oh, okay, well, yeah, $600 shoes, no problem. Those shoes are going to be worn down, worn out, and then thrown in the trash. The chain.
No, if you buy a decent pair of shoes, like I said, my little kids, usually even when they kind of if you buy a good pair of shoes, you can wear them until your foot outgrows them, and then you could pass them on to somebody else. I mean, I don't know. I have a pile of shoes right now in my house. I mean, Under Armour that cost a good bit of money, and my kids wore them for a while until they outgrew them, and they're still in good condition. So you can give them to someone else, I mean, and then somebody else gets pleasure out of them, or gets to wear a nice pair of shoes that maybe they couldn't afford. I mean, right before school started, a woman that could not afford to buy her kids backpacks or school shoes came to my house, and I gave her 2 backpacks and like 4 pair of shoes for her kids. And they were in great condition.
Again, could be something worn for the rest of that child's life. Now she makes her way over to the Apple store, and
You guys, we get a full play-by-play of what Alicia's doing all day. Wow.
I saw, it was yesterday or the day before, I saw her make a TikTok, and I'll throw it right here, of her flexing at the Apple store, walking out with all of these bags. Well, in
But isn't this Christmas shopping for 12 kids?
this vlog, we got a little more context as to what's in the bag. She bought 12 iPads and 12 like keyboard folios. So these kids are getting new phones, new iPads, all of the toys that you could ever imagine. And these are children that also have been taught that everything is replaceable.
These are children that their parents were whatever, and they've been shuffled around the system more than likely, that finally feel like they're in a home where they're loved and probably have never been spoiled before. Do I feel like you should spoil your child? Well, no, but I'm guilty of it as well. But these are children that probably never had this before. And this is a woman that would rather spoil the child than spoil herself. You don't see her going to Sephora or Morphe or where's all these stores and coming out with bags of like the best makeup for herself. These are literally people, like kids, that probably have never had a good Christmas. Probably never even had a good Christmas. And Britt wants her to spend good money on a good chain that no kid is going to keep a good chain. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? They could get some good use out of an iPad. Would I give my 5-year-old an iPad and a cell phone? No. Did we get my 5-year-old an iPad for Christmas? Yes. And like I said, all of my kids have cell phones. Are they brand new cell phones? No. Are they hand-me-downs? Sure. But if I was raking in $40,000 a month minimum, would they have newer ones? Possibly. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not like these kids are being mistreated. If anything, they're being spoiled a little bit. And they've probably never had that in their life.
So it's one thing if you're going to, buy this kind of stuff and your kid actually understands that, like, look, this took me a lot to be able to buy, so you better treat it right. Her kids don't have that instilled in them. So if they break their iPads or break their phone within a week of having it because they get upset and throw it across the room, or they take it outside, throw it on the driveway.
Are her kids bad about like throwing things while on videos? Do they like throw things and break things?
They don't.
Because the only thing that she talks about is a broken TV, and she went and got one the same day. And hey, my kids one time was playing around and they threw a football in the living room, and they broke our TV in the living room, and we went and got another one that day. Because why would we have to do without a TV? Just because my kids made a boo-boo,
Don't care about their possessions. Because Alicia has showed them, I'm going to buy anything under the sun that you want, and if you break it, I'll buy you a new one tomorrow. Just like when the twins broke the TV, they had a new one in their house literally the same day.
So is she basing it just off that one thing? Right. I'm sure from her perspective, she is making the money because of the children, so she wants to be able to give back to them. I'm the same way. Like, you guys can ask Sean. Like, I've always been really hardcore on giving our kids, like, a really good Christmas. And he didn't understand that when we first got together. He's like, why are you, like, so hardcore on giving these kids a really good Christmas? And I'm like, I just am. Like, I was poor growing up. So, I work for my kids. Like, I do. I want to pay the bills. I want to give them a nice house. I want their house to be clean. They deserve a nice, clean house. Like, they deserve good things. Like, why not? And kids are going to break things. I don't know if her kids are the kids that are going, But if you're calling her kids spoiled brats and just break things and don't know any better, are you any better than a woman that's is exploiting her kid on the internet for bad mouthing kids? Like, do you really care about her kids though? If you're going to talk bad about them?
I also think it's really interesting that her youngest child is getting an iPad and a phone. What toddler needs an iPad and a phone? Usually, and this is only off my own experience, friends of mine that have kids, they'll give their child like their old iPad. When they upgrade, they'll,
Are they raking in 40 G's a month though? I don't know.
pass down the iPad.
If they were, they probably would give their kid a brand new phone or an iPad.
So it's not just garbage. I don't know, like, what do you guys think about such a young child having not only a phone but also an iPad? I think the phone is way more problematic.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
First of all, why does Britt care? Literally, why does she care? Second of all, I have toddlers.
But she also bought the iPad. Now, she made her way over to Target and she bought some Apple gift cards.
Yeah, I do remember when I used to follow Britt. She spoiled her dog, so I'd have to assume she would spoil her kids. I mean, she spoiled her dog.
And my ears kind of perked up when she said this because I was thinking, why do they need Apple gift cards? Let's hear what she has to say. And she made it a point to say that their credit card is not linked to the iPads for the kids or their phones and spend all day long. So I understand that part of it. But because you're giving them gift cards with a monetary value, she did like $50 gift cards, how do you know what they're buying? That's always
parental controls. That's how, and when you're a parent and you go into an iPhone store and you say, hey, I want to get iPads for my kids and phones for my kids, they're going to say, okay, and do you want to know about the parental controls? And you're going to say, yes, I do. I want to know about the parental controls. Of course, these are going to my kids. And you can literally set it up where you have family sharing, where anytime they buy something, it doesn't matter if they have a debit card in there or an Apple card in there, you have to put a password. You have to put a password. So that's how she's keeping up with it. But Britt's not a parent, so she doesn't understand that. And it was things like this, like about the food and about this, where she's talking about something she knows nothing about. Like, I would not do a video talking about a truck driver doing the wrong thing driving his big truck. Because, well, he's the damn truck driver and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I would not watch a mechanic rebuild a motor and then nitpick the way he rebuilt the motor. Because guess what? I'm not a mechanic.
My question. It's not so much like, oh, is your credit card linked or is it a different credit card? The fact that they have open access to the App Store to buy things and download.
Nobody had, I mean, yes, people can have open access to the internet, but more than likely they probably don't. More than likely, Alicia has to go over there, do her thumbprint, and put in a code.
Apps is what bothers me. These kids, in my opinion, should not be able to download apps and talk to other people on the internet.
Just because you have an iPhone does not mean you can still talk to people on the internet. You literally, some phones, like our daughter, like she's got like YouTube Kids, you know, like just because they have, it doesn't mean they can talk to strangers. But she doesn't have kids and know about stuff like this.
Kids should be protected. They shouldn't be able to receive messages from weirdos online.
What makes you think they can?
Whether or not the weirdo knows that it's a Dougherty child, that doesn't really matter.
And I didn't know who the hell the Dougherty kids were. Why is any other Joe Blow out there in America? Except the 1 million people that follow her, then they may. But not every, she's like, you know, they might not know that it's a Dougherty child. Most people probably wouldn't. I don't know.
It's just the fact of your kid has access to talk to people on the internet. And you, as a parent, gave them the access to...
No, how do you know she did, Britt? How do you know she gave them access to talk to strangers? Those iPads and phones could be completely locked down. You don't know. There's a such thing as parental controls. I don't get it.
To be able to do all of this. So it is your responsibility. You need to take accountability if something bad happens. And if
No. If something bad happens to one of those kids, just because they accidentally get hit in the darn parking lot, it doesn't mean it's Alicia's fault. And you have no idea what you're talking about.
These kids are talking to bad people online. It's Alicia.
Like who? You, Britt? I don't know. Because I'm just getting so annoyed how she's so matter of fact. So matter of fact. Like, you need to take accountability because these kids are now going to be talking to strangers. You don't know that. You don't know that.
fault. She also decided to address her haters for 1 second, and I think it was for all the wrong reasons. She says how haters will give her, negative feedback about.
So she's going to address. So Alicia addressed her haters for all the wrong reasons. Like, you don't know why she addressed her haters, but it was all the wrong reasons. This is such nitpicking. I don't know.
Her buying her kids crafts and things like hula hoops.
Also, yes, I buy my teenagers things like crafts and hula hoops and some of that stuff that I'm buying for the little kids. Because, you know what, I know I get like paid for it. Why are you buying a teenager?
So apparently, she bought crafts and hula hoops, and she bought enough for like the bigger kids too. And people's like, oh my God, why are you giving the older kids hula hoops and crafts? Like, first off, didn't she say that some of these kids are not mentally the same, like they don't act their age because of their fetal alcohol, being born with fetal alcohol syndrome, that they're not where they should be mentally, like that they don't act their age, basically, So the fact that anybody would even say, like, first off, anytime we've ever bought a hula hoop for any of our little kids, bet your bottom dollar, me and Sean are in the dining room trying to do it with them. Boop, boop, boop. You know what I'm saying? We try to do the hula hoop too. Anytime my kids have gotten crafts or we bought the little ones crafts, we're doing it with them. Just because that might not be something that teenagers would pick out doesn't mean that they would not enjoy it. Everybody likes to play a hula hoop. And when she said that, she said, I enjoy doing the hula hoop. I'm like, me too. Put it around your neck. You know what I'm saying? Like, who doesn't enjoy a hula hoop? So anyways, Britt's going to say, nobody was saying that. Nobody was saying that. How do you know? Did you go through every one of her videos to see if nobody brought up a comment about a hula hoop? About why are you buying the older kids hula hoops and crafts? Maybe her mods deleted it. Maybe she deleted it. But I doubt this woman is just going to out of nowhere going to say, I get hate for buying my older kids some of the same things that I buy the younger kids, like the crafts and hula hoops. I get a little bit of hate for that, but this is why I do it. Everybody likes a hula hoop. I still like a hula hoop, and they enjoy the crafts. And Britt's like, nobody said that. Nobody said that. And I'm like, how do you know that? Did you literally go through her comment section to make sure nobody said that? And maybe it was deleted. Maybe she deleted it. So there's no way Britt can be absolutely certain nobody said that.
I'm sorry. But hula hoops are fun for any age. I'm 32 and I'm still going to try my hula hoop, okay?
Now, I don't know about you guys. I have not heard anyone say kids at a certain age should not be receiving crafts or hula hoops.
Maybe nobody's said it on a freaking live stream, but more than likely, they obviously said it in her comment section because that's what she said. She said, I'm getting hate for buying my older kids crafts and hula hoops. The gifts that I get for the little kids, I also get for them, and I'm getting hate for it. And now Britt's literally basically saying, no, you don't. No, you don't. Nobody gives you hate.
It's so funny to me when YouTubers decide to, quote, address the haters, and they choose to address something that literally nobody is talking about. With Alicia, the haters are talking about her overspending, her food waste, her exploiting her children, her oversharing, the security issues, the posting the school bus, filming at the school, filming football practice. There's a laundry list of things that people are upset at Alicia over, and she decided to talk about damn crafts and hula hoops. No, that's not the message.
Well, maybe this woman ignores all that hate. And guess what? This woman is a grown adult. She can decide what hate she addresses. She can decide what hate she addresses. That is her. I mean, I have a whole nother YouTuber that does video after video after video about me. And guess what? I try my best not to address that crap. You want to know why? Because it feeds him. It feeds him. Every time I ever say, that's a lie, he lied on me, he goes right back and makes another video. Or there's certain people that are just nasty. But guess what? If I have this one or two comments saying XYZ, I might address it. I might address the comments where people think that I'm stupid because I'm Southern. But just because you didn't see it doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Just because I get more hate about something else doesn't mean I have to address that. Like, here we are, gatekeeper. What the hell is wrong with you? Gatekeeping now. What a content creator with 1 million subscribers, what she decides to address in terms of the hate that she receives. No. You can't address that hate. It's not good enough. The hate about the hula hoops? Oh my God, no. Like, what? Oh my goodness. That's terrible.
message. That was never it. It's not it now, and good luck trying to justify it.
Well, she can justify it. If she got comments saying that, if people was like, why are you buying these kids that you took into foster, who she literally said have fetal alcohol syndrome, they're socially delayed. She gives them hula hoops and stuff too. Obviously, she's got the comment. Did she just make it up? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Did she just make it up? But Britt is basically saying you must address the real good stuff. Like, no, come on. Whatever.
You're right, Britt. That's not the message. The message is stop buying water bottles. You give your kids too much candy. You buy them too much gifts. You spoil your kids too much. You buy too much bread. And you buy too much food and supplies at Costco. That's the message.
Once she was at home and settled, she also did an Amazon haul, and she did buy a gaming computer for $1,300 for one of her adopted kids.
Now, y'all listen to this. This goes to show you how much she does not know about being a parent. Listen to this.
And this I'm not super mad at, because I think that this is also a child who is treated differently. So if he wanted a gaming computer and that's what she got for him, then, you know, by all means. I also hope that he's not talking to weirdos online, but I know nothing about gaming, so I don't know if those two necessarily cross paths. As one of
gaming, if you are playing games online, then you are absolutely talking to strangers. Now, she can make sure that he doesn't play any games online, and then he'll just play with the characters in the game, like the AI characters. But if you are more likely to talk to strangers online gaming than you are as a toddler with an iPad playing Roblox. When she said that, I was like, what? Like, gaming is how you talk to strangers gaming.
the first things that she does when she gets home is go ahead and give the dogs a bath. And first, she's using bath water that, based on how I interpreted this vlog, it was the bath water from the kids.
How do you know, though? Did she have the camera in the bathroom the whole time as she bathed the kids, as she got them out, as she walked them out, and as she brought the dog in? How does she know it was the same bath water? And these are animals. I mean, while we don't give our dog a bath in the same water, she did say they have issues with the water with the septic, so they have to be very careful. They can't overuse their water. So these are animals, you guys, that if we didn't take them into our homes, they would be living in the streets, like dirty as all get out. You know, I mean, given a dog that you've taken in and given a good home and feeding, a bath, and maybe water that your child took a bath in, it's not the end of the world. Holy crap. If you didn't take this dog in, where else would this dog be? Would it be somewhere not with a family, roaming the streets? Dogs back in the day, before people took them in to take them, they jumped in ponds and random spots of water.
So she says that she got the triplets. The triplets had a bath. She shows washing both of the dogs. And while you don't have to be a dog groomer to give your dog a bath, that's pretty obvious. There are some things that you need to do, and she did the exact opposite, and that's why I got really pissed off, and that's why I'm jumping on this video to talk about it with y'all, because I know if I got pissed off, y'all are gonna be pissed off when you see it.
Anybody that got ticked off because this woman may have used water to give her dog a bath, that's crazy. Like, these dogs, before they were taken in as pets, they literally would jump in ponds. You know, I mean, like, I hope she never sees dogs that live in the Middle East. I mean,
it as well. And so essentially, number one, dirty bath water. Number two, she's using human shampoo on her dogs. And for anyone that wants to say, oh, well, maybe she didn't know. If you don't know, that's what Google is for.
Well, not everybody thinks. Some people thought, because like me, I kind of thought, which we have a dog, and Sean always buys the soap for our dog, and it's dog soap. But here's the thing, is I would not have even thought to look, because I just would have assumed if a shampoo is good enough for my hair, then it's good enough for my dog's hair, right? Like, I wouldn't even think about the fact that my hair is not the same as its fur. Like, it's different textures and have different oils. And I would have never even thought that. So I never even would have considered that I need to look it up. I would have just assumed, like, you know, which I would have assumed, and it is what it is. But it's not like she tried to kill the dog. Dogs lick their butts. Exactly. Dogs lick their butts. Used bathwater is not the end of the world.
As a dog owner, as a parent,
She's using human shampoo on her dogs. Don't you know that your dog's fur is going to fall off and melt into the floor? This is the worst thing I think I've seen in 2022. And she didn't even use the expensive shampoo from the hairdresser. She used, wait for it, Wait for it. She used Suave. Suave. She used the shittiest human shampoo in the store. Even though I tell everybody she spends way too much money. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm pissed that she didn't buy the most expensive shampoo that you can get. It's bad enough that you exploit your kids on YouTube. Why don't you use Google, Alicia, and figure out how to... But if you don't go online and buy the most expensive, bathe your dog correctly.
A barista at Starbucks, like any one of us has access to Google. It took me...
Yeah, but she might not have known because some people just would have assumed it. So my dog is allergic to animal shampoo. My vet told me to use human shampoo.
2 seconds to find this information. I Googled, can you use human shampoo on dogs? First answer, no, you should not use human shampoo on dogs as it can strip their coat of natural oils and cause irritation.
How do we know that she doesn't buy like dog shampoo in bulk? And she just, when they ran out of the Suave, she cleaned the bottle out and put dog shampoo on it, in it. We don't know. Maybe that is dog shampoo in there. And she's trying to not use as many bottles, so she buys in bulk the dog shit. Like, more than likely it's the damn Suave. Okay, more than likely it's the Suave, but it's the dogs lick their butts. I mean, my goodness. She lost the dog shampoo and found it for the second dog. Okay, so she lost the dog shampoo but found it for the second dog. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of dogs have different skin allergies and require different shampoos. Thank you. So she had shampoo. Somebody in here said she did have shampoo. She lost it and found it for the second dog. I was literally looking for that video because I'm like, what is the deal with the shampoo? Why does she think that this dog took a bath in the kids' bath water? What makes her assume about this? That's kind of weird.
If you must use a dog shampoo substitute, opt for something that is gentle and designed for sensitive skin like baby shampoo. Just make sure it's a very small amount and rinse thoroughly. So obviously this is talking about, God forbid if your dog gets into something and you don't have time to go to the store.
Oh, like if you lose the dog shampoo and your dog is already in the bath and you're like, oh my God, where's the dog shampoo? Where's the dog shampoo? Okay, never mind, I'll use Suave. Like that?
Or the pet supply store to buy something that is proper, then a small amount of baby shampoo can be used in emergency situations. I would never even think to use human shampoo on my dogs. It wouldn't even cross my mind. It's lazy, it's foolish, it's uninformed, and it's careless. So moving on, we obviously, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to realize don't use human shampoo on dogs. Dogs' shampoo is specifically formulated for their hair, their skin, their...
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she did it a lot, right? It doesn't seem like she does it a lot. She was so angry she came on without makeup for this video. I know she's always been like really big on her dog. And from my understanding, she kind of spoils her dog. So if she spoils her dog, are we to believe that Britt would not spoil her own child and have her in cute little shoes and cute little outfits? Which, do it. I always have that's one thing that Sean has always really liked about me. He's like, because back in the day, like Sean, if he gets the kids dressed, he's like, whatever. And I'm like, no. They have to match. They can't wear no black shorts with an orange stripe with a blue shirt. What are you doing? And he's like, it doesn't matter. We're just going to our moms, And I'm like, no, I'm really picky about the way that my kids dress. And now he appreciates me for it. He's like, when I look back at pictures of our kids, they're always dressed really good. And I'm glad that you're like that. And so I dress my kids really nice. And my kids do wear name brand stuff. So I love to see little girls dressed up in smock dresses and cute little dresses and the biggest bows they can fit in their hair. I love that. And if she does that to her daughter, I love it. If I see Britt's daughter 5 years from now wearing some Gucci shoes, I'm going to be like, that's so cute. I'm not going to attack her because she spent an outrageous amount of money on a smock dress. You know what I'm saying? Like, who? No. Yeah. We had a Doberman that we had to use this specific shampoo for.
Biological makeup, and on top of it, if y'all want to know what kind of human shampoo she was using freaking Suave, which is, don't get me wrong, if that's what your budget allows for and you use it on yourself, that's fine. But Suave is the absolute cheapest option that you can get at the grocery store. Like their shampoo, I think a couple years ago, last time I took notice, you could get Suave shampoo for like $1.19 a bottle. So it's very abrasive, extremely stripping, not something that is nourishing. And I just couldn't believe, like, she was just dumping the shampoo, like, into her hand, putting it on the dog. She wasn't even,
what?
The shampoo to...
This woman is feeding her kids, taking them to school, coming home, cleaning her house, buying a good amount of groceries, and bathing her daggum dogs. Some pet owners never bathe their dogs. What is the problem? She's taking care of her dog. Suave. I'm gonna have merch that says freaking Suave.
To contact the dog's skin, which in this case was probably a good thing. But it was just like so haphazard, so half-assed, just like she does so many other things in her life that the kids were bathed in this water before she put the dogs in the bathtub. That's disgusting.
And we don't know that for sure. We don't know if the kids were bathed in there. She said she thinks, but I doubt that it showed her putting the kids in, bathing the kids and getting them out. More than likely, she bathed the kids, got them out, and then ran the dog new water. They do have a issue with septic, so maybe she did bathe the dog in the same water while they're having the issues with the septic. I don't know. But the dog is literally going to get out and lick his butt.
That is trifling. That is so just inexcusable. It's gross. It's dirty. It's just not acceptable. And I don't care if that seems petty to some people. I think it's disgusting. Putting them in a dirty tub with dirty...
It's definitely petty.
...water with a shampoo that's going to possibly make half of her fall off. Like, what is wrong with you?
How long have they had these dogs? The dog's coat looks fine to me.
Alicia, what is wrong with you? I really try to give grace and not be too cruel or anything like that. And I know some people think I'm cruel anyway, and that's not what I'm here for tonight. But
tonight,
I cannot.
That's not what I'm here for tonight.
Understand. I think it's absolutely...
I know she's fussing about spending too much money on the kids, but she wants her to spend $5 on the kids' shoes and buy them a nice chain. She wants her to not spend $1.99 on Suave and buy the expensive dog shampoo or the expensive people shampoo to put on the dog. Like, what?
Disgusting. Like, that's the only thing that I can think of. And the poor dogs are the ones that are going to have to possibly pay for this lazy-ass behavior.
You have 2 dogs. Why don't you have a bottle of dog shampoo?
Well, apparently she does, and she just couldn't find it at the right time, right?
In your house. Like, and she's had her one dog for a really long time. So does that...
And the dog looks good. The dog is not bald. So that should tell you there, she does good.
I mean that this entire time that dog has been cleansed with human shampoo, that she still feeds her dogs cheap store brand kibble. No, not necessarily, but I still think that it should be called out. I just wouldn't even...
So if she buys cheap food, it's a problem. If she buys expensive food, it's a problem. There's no winning with this girl.
Don't get it? I'm appalled, and honestly, I'm disgusted, and that might be dramatic to some of y'all.
She got a chocolate bar and a $50 gift card from Wegmans for being one of their top 100 highest spenders. I think it's funny that they sent that to her after she really threw shade at them over the summer. I just kind of thought it was funny. And again, this flex culture with family vloggers, way to flex on your subscribers that you're one of their highest spending customers when some of your subscribers might not hardly be able to feed their family for, next week.
How much was that expensive mask that you were putting on and showing your subscribers, Britt?
It's so funny. I've seen people do this. I've seen people say they're flexing. Like when I bought my car. When I bought my car, I was so happy about my car. I was literally just tickled pink about my car. And I came on here and I shared it. That me and Sean bought a new car. And it was a car that Sean always said that he was going to buy me. And we were able to get it. And I was just so happy. And I wasn't flexing on anyone. Everybody got to have a damn car. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't flexing. But people said that I was. Oh, she's flexing that she got a car. She's flexing that she got a new car. And I was like, no, I was just really happy. And sometimes when people get gifts, they're happy that they got gifts. So they want to show the gifts. It's not that they're flexing. But I remember back when I used to follow Radiant Britt, she would do these like hauls where she bought makeup and stuff. Was she at that point thinking, what about my subscribers, the women out there that follow me, that are stay-at-home moms, or even in the workforce that can't afford this expensive makeup that I'm getting? What if they can't? People are not doing this to flex on people. They're just like, hey, look what I got. Like, look what such and such sent me. That was so nice. Or look, I was finally able to get XYZ for myself. She seems to get all her content sent to her from her subscribers. She always calls grocery shopping flexing, and that seems like a stretch to me. How much is a good amount to spend on your dog chains? I know, right? Like, the fact that she literally, but from my understanding, Not Another Housewife was saying that she literally used like an expensive face mask. Like, what? So, chocolate. She's flexing with the chocolate. Like, what? Come on.
Like when people flex about an abundance of spending, like, oh, well, I not only buy this, but I'm one of the top customers, and here's my $1,500 receipt. And it's just that kind of thing that I don't like. I'm all here for hauls and, you know, sharing stuff like that. Y'all know that.
Oh, I'm all for hauls and sharing things like that. I'm all for hauls and sharing things like that. Well, you don't think doing unnecessary hauls as a one woman that doesn't need, you know, $200 worth of face products in one go, saying like, oh, look what I got this, and this was $60, and this, look at this face mask. That's not flexing? Like what?
This, but with
Is all of Britt's makeup vegan? I would love to know.
her, it's just like, well, look how much I'm doing. It's an abundance and it's flex culture in a little bit of an indirect way. And as I said before, you don't have to be.
Britt tried selling her subscribers a $300 LED mask when she got sponsored. What? I'm going to have to look at that. I had a company reach out to me. God, I've had companies reach out to me and their stuff be expensive. I'm like, no. The one thing that I took that was kind of expensive was a laser hair removal thing. And it was $90 and I had wanted one so bad. So I said, yes, send it to me. I'll do a review on it. They gave me a coupon code. And I even said, like, it feels weird, like, promoting something this expensive, but it works, you guys. Anybody, and in my video, I was like, anybody that has been interested in a laser hair removal thing, this one works. Like, use the code if you can afford it. If not, I completely understand. But I've had companies reach out to me and their products be, like, super expensive. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that because that's like that's just too much. So you mean to tell me she had a LED mask that she got sponsored for, used it, and then like tried to like, oh, get this. But this woman can't share how much she spends on groceries, which is a lot of people are interested in that. I've had people ask me to do grocery hauls. I've had people ask me, how much is your grocery bill with all your kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, people really are interested in these things. They are. And it's not flexing when you finally do it. You're just doing what you were asked to do.
Flexing Lambos and Louis Vuitton bags to be participating in flex culture. So those are my thoughts on it. But we're going to go ahead and see her shopping hauls. Now, there are a ton of these TikToks. And I know that I've been told that I am a broken record sometimes.
Here's the question, what's in the box that Alicia Dougherty had in her driveway? We have an answer, and I also wanted to share some of the huge red flags as me just...
Now, apparently, people were wondering what was in the huge boxes outside of the Dougherty home one time. Like, there was a live or something. She did a video, and there was these huge boxes outside. And people was like, what's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Okay.
Just an idiot on the internet that does not have any experience with installing lockers. Yes, that's the answer.
Am I the
No app. That would hurt.
only one who finds it funny that Britt literally tells us she's not qualified to have an opinion on the things she's about to talk about in every video?
I'm not a construction person. I know nothing, but this video still has massive red flags. And that was floating around was what's in these boxes that the Doughertys have in their driveway. Is it
Sean, I still have that hair removal. It's in your desk, babe.
paper plates? Is it White Claws? Is it risque Halloween costumes for her kids? Like, what's in the box? Everyone wanted to know. Well, the answer is lockers. So she has put lockers in
That's actually a good idea to get lockers to put in the garage.
her garage as a way to organize shoes and coats for her kids. Or she had to buy some stickers on Amazon and, make this a thing for them, which that part of it I think is great. However, there are a lot of...
She said, of course, she had to buy some stickers to make this a thing for the kids, which I think that was great. Well, it didn't sound like you thought it was great because you were like, of course, she had to buy some stickers to make this a thing for the kids. It sounded like you were like irritated that she did it, but then you said, oh, but I think that's great. So she bought lockers. It was lockers in the big boxes.
Of issues with these lockers going in her garage. First and foremost, because I want to hold on to people's attention in this video because this is actually something that's a potential hazard. So here's the first thing. When people decide to install something in their home, you don't just like bring it into your house and set it up and that's it. You just like set it there and it's good to go. Things like this require something called anchoring, and they need to be secure so that the locker doesn't tip over. So it doesn't tip back, it doesn't tip forward, and it won't potentially fall on a child. So essentially, she starts to unwrap these lockers
that are actually, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, these look like your standard lockers, like that you would have in a school. These are not mini lockers. These are not like, these lockers look like you literally just like brought them right out of a school and put them smack down in the middle of the driveway.
That's pretty cool. I wish we could have lockers
here. So you would think that if you're taking kind of standard issue school lockers and you want to install them in your house, you would have someone.
She's installing them in the garage, from my understanding.
Who is like a general contractor, or I mean, clearly her husband knows nothing about this, or else he would have caught this before the kids actually started using them, to do a proper installation of these in the garage so that they are safe and secure for the kids that are going to be using them. When Alicia's unpacking these, she literally says that it's way too heavy and she could get smushed under it, so she was going to wait for her husband to come home.
I gotta wait for Josh. It's way too heavy. I'm gonna end up like so much under it. Okay, how does the other one open?
So she said I could get smushed under it. Now, if this was me, I probably would have unwrapped it too, and probably would have tried to like wiggle them into the garage, shut the garage door to get them out of my yard in case it rained, or I would have, first off, I would have wanted to look at them. So I definitely would have opened it to look at them, get a good look in them. But I definitely would have, Sean, look in your desk, the bottom drawer, and get the hair removal thing out and tell them what it is. But maybe she just, because I'm very impatient. When I get something, I want to rip right into it. I don't know, maybe she just wanted to rip right into it, see what it was, and then thought that she could, pull them into the garage and shut the door and wait on her husband to get home and wait on the construction company that was going to come in and anchor them down, give Melissa a bad name, says, by the way, she did eventually attach them to the floor or something, I'm pretty sure. It just wasn't shown in the video. I feel like a woman who has that many kids, who's taking steps to, buy the lockers, she probably knows that they got to be anchored down or something like that. I don't know. If she didn't, well then yes, that would be a hazard. Absolutely. Hopefully she did, because I would hate for one of them poor little kids to get smushed by a locker. That would be terrible, and it would be her fault. That would be. But do moms not make stupid decisions at times? What Britt could have did was commented on the video and say, "Hey, just letting you know, not sure if you're aware, but those lockers probably need to be like anchored down or something, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to make sure that she was aware of it rather than like ragging her on social media. I don't know. Like,
that already tells you that, okay, if I'm nervous about trying to maneuver these alone and I'm going to wait for someone else to be able to help me, we should probably make sure that they're properly installed and not just set up in the garage so that these kids can potentially climb on them, tip them over. This is actually a really scary thing. And
okay guys, I can't do it anymore. She literally made a 20-minute video complaining about lockers and how they were being installed, and it's a safety hazard. It's just a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's coming to...
So yeah, she probably wouldn't do that because I just feel like she wants more content. Yeah, why not just leave a comment and say, hey, make sure you anchor those down. Lockers come with anchor pieces. I bet they do. I bet you're right. I bet lockers come with anchor pieces, more than likely. So she was probably just trying to get them into the thing. Like, let me see. I'm curious about that. Amazon. And her husband probably knew that this was going to need to be anchored down, right? Like, she's got CPS coming to the house. Like, she's not putting those kids in danger. How long did I use it for? Okay, so when you use this laser hair removal thing, it works. Okay, so the first, it takes dedication. So the first month I used it, I think I used it like 4 times a week. I don't remember. Like, I would take a bath. So what you do is you take a bath, you shave, and then you use it right after you get out of the bath, because it needs to get to the root to damage the root, right? So your hair, every night, take a bath, shave, do it for like 3 or 4 nights a week. Do that for like a month. The second month, take it down 1 or 2 times. Shave, do it. The third month, take a bath, 1 or 2 nights a week, shave, do it. After that, it takes about 3 months of really being dedicated to it. No, it doesn't hurt. Every once in a while, it literally every once in a while, if it got like too hot, one of the zings might like shock a little bit. But literally, in all the time that I used it, I got shocked like 3 times. And I did my legs. I started doing my underarms, but then got lazy and quit. I would like to start doing my underarms just because like I literally did this like when I first got this thing, and I literally have not like really shaved my legs since. Like seriously. Like my hair that grows back is like super fine and like and it grows like here and there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not been like all right, so let's see. These kind of look like. So it really does work. You have to be dedicated to it to do it. Like, you know, every night you take a bath, like 4 nights out of the week, shave and then do it. And no, I don't use it. I haven't used it in a while. But I think maybe Flossie was like, well, dang, I'm trying to get out of shaving. I don't want to shave every single night. And I'm like, but if you do it, yeah. So say all the month of January, if you had it right now, you would bathe every night and shave every night. And you would do it for like 3 or 4 nights. And then all of January. And then February, you would shave every night. And then you would do it like 3 times a night. Or 3 times out of the week. 3 times out of the week. And then the 3rd month, you bathe every night, shave every night, and do it 2 times a week, you know, and then you can go for the 4th month one if you need to, but I didn't need to. Like, I'm not a hairy person anyways, but say you're like a hairy person, you might need to do it a little bit longer, but literally, I did it. It took me like 3 months, and I literally, like, I spot shave here and there, but like my hair on my legs is like not, it's literally, I have like hardly no hair on my legs. It's like crazy. So I would absolutely recommend it. I'm trying to see what these come with. High quality, 5 compartment storage guys, and that's space, blah, 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 blah. Each storage equipped with handle and embedded buckle, match combination palette, key box, design, more storage, storage guide, like I need assembly. The assembly process is very simple. The video guide, please do not tighten the bolts before fixing the bolts in place. After fixing the screws in the corresponding positions, tighten them all. Sort of shipped. So more than likely, wherever she bought these from, probably come from Amazon. They kind of look like this. More than likely. Let me see if I still have my video on it. I can't find it. I may have taken it down. Oh, there it is.
So I got it in the mail today, and I'm super excited about it. I'm probably going to start trying it tomorrow, but it's called the Top Lane PL Hair Removal, and I'm going to try it out over a few weeks and see how it works, and give you guys a honest review on this. I can't wait. I hope it works. I'm really excited. Hey, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to do a review on the
Laura, my makeup is
IPL
bad.
hair removal system. It is the brand is Top Lane. I do hope I'm pronouncing that right. The company got in touch with me back in October through email asking if I would try their at home. So they sent me the system, and in the email, I obviously told them, like, I want to try it for the allotted amount of time so I can get the best results possible before I do the video, and they said that that was fine. So I've had this since, like, mid-October, right? Now, I don't really use it. I may use it, like, once every 3 weeks. So I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on it. I'm at the site right now. It has been seen on ESPN, Forbes, Health, and Vogue, GQ. The site reads, achieve painless and permanent hair removal with Top Line IPL hair removal system for men and women in the privacy of your home. It has the same technology that is found in professional laser hair removal machines, but with one difference. It is built into a portable, compact device with a powerful function and appealing look for easy hair removal. The features is 70% permanent hair reduction in 4 weeks, visible results in 2 to 3 treatments. I did see that. Suitable for face and body. I use it on face and body. 7 intensity levels, auto mode, and a 2-year warranty. I'm gonna throw some reviews up on the screen so you guys can see the reviews. The reviews is 4.5, and there's no 3, 2, or 1. And I can agree with that. This is just my personal experience. I'm not gonna give a good review for anything that I don't like. I'm also gonna tell you my husband's words on what he has said about my legs since I started using the system. The first pro that I'm gonna give to the company is the packaging. So here's the packaging, and when you take it out, it is kind of hard to take it out because the box is like, okay. So it comes with this really cute little carry case. So if you're traveling or something, you just grab a little case and go. So the case, I absolutely adored it when I first seen it. You open the case up and it comes with the device. This is the device. This is it. It comes with a power cord and then your sunglasses. Now, it did come with like a little pamphlet for instructions. I don't have it. The only con that I really have about this is it did not give any instructions on how to use it on your face. I did not want to use it on my face for hair removal. I want to use it on my face to help use the collagen production in my skin. And from what I've heard, from using it on my skin, I have dark spots and they have lightened up since I've been using it. Also, I'm not breaking out with like zits, which I don't normally really ever. Like I don't break out a lot. But since using this, I'm not broken out at all. And I don't know if it's because of it.
You can also use it like on your face for like pimples. Like you can put it on like a low setting and use it for like zits and stuff, which I actually forgot about that. But I think this one was it, which is like $65 now. I can't find the website, which is kind of weird that the website is gone. Yeah, this is it. This is it right here. That is actually the exact one. And if you use like a 1 or 2 setting on your face, it actually has like what you're using it for. If you're using it on your hair, if you're using it on like your legs or your face, don't use coconut oil or lotion on it before. The one I got said to use it on the instruction, and I got burned all up one side of my legs. Oh no, that's terrible. Didn't figure out it worked. Didn't know. Didn't work well. Returned. Have a hard time being consistent with this product. I noticed some spots on my legs not regrowing hair. That means it's doing something. Absolutely. So far, I'm really enjoying this product. I use it 1 or 2 times a week, depending on how often I feel like shaving. Hadn't had it for very long. As you go up in strength, it does tend to sting a little. I was stung like 3 times. I bought this from my wife. Ended up using it on myself. At first, I thought it was broken because it wasn't flashing. Then I realized I needed to touch it to my skin for it to work. Yes, you have to touch it on your skin for it to work. Love this product. 1 week using the device. Really can't tell if it's working, but we'll submit another review later. I've only been using this product for 2 weeks so far. I haven't noticed any difference in my hair. Yeah, you're not going to. Bought this from my wife. She mentioned just looking at them, but didn't like the price. Got one as a gift. She thoroughly loves it. So yeah, this one's $65. This is one that I use. And if you are consistent, it does work. So I can say that. Sean can say that. You guys, I do want to say, if you are a fan of Radiant Britt, I am A-okay with that. Sometimes your favorite creators do not have to agree with each other. If you like my content and you just do not like the way that I reacted to Britt's video, I completely understand. I'm not mad if you disagree. We can agree to disagree. And I don't know much about Alicia. The little bit that I do have heard, it sounds like she's a pretty good person to take in these kids that probably get turned away from other foster care homes. She's got them in piano lessons. She seems like she's doing the dang thing. If I wouldn't put my kids on social media, but it's not against the law. So it's not like I can really, it's her choice. I wouldn't put my kids' medical information out there. And that's something that she's done from my understanding. I don't say that I agree with it, but I just don't agree with somebody that does not have children to go that hard over a woman that has 12. And 6 of them are actually 8 of them, right? Are kids that were foster care kids. And granted, maybe she's doing too much for Christmas, but these are kids that probably never even had a good Christmas. So I'm not going to attack her. But if you guys agree with Radiant Britt and you don't like Alicia, that's all your opinion. You are more than entitled to it. And I love you guys. And leave me your thoughts about the situation. I'm going to be watching Alicia tomorrow if I can wake up. It's 3:20. Oh my God. I love you guys. Wow. I'm so sorry I said it this late. I hope everybody gets enough rest. I'm so sorry. Good night, y'all.